welcome to Mythical Family's stream of A Midsummer's Night Heist, a D&D one-shot that I made up no more than about 4 hours ago. So it's going to be great. Real prepared. So, just because I've never run a game for literally any of you, let's kind of establish some baseline things here. I do not abide by rules, lawyers. If you try and tell me, well, actually, this is how it goes, I will be like, anyway, so we're going to do it how I've just ruled. My philosophy here is that a GM is an interpreter of the rules, not beholden to them. With that being said, if you want to do something cool, we'll talk it out. Like, if anybody has a problem with that, you are free to leave at any time. I am not holding you against your will here. There is not people off screen with guns at your heads, I promise.
As far as the audience knows.
Second thing, because I feel like this is important, I have a pretty good idea where your guys' boundaries are, but if there's at any point you feel uncomfortable, please just shoot me either a private message in Discord, or if you really want to, stop the stream. If it will make you feel better, please stand on the table and scream at me. Yeah, but if at any point you feel uncomfortable, and not in the, oh god, there's big scary spiders uncomfortable, but in the like, oh, this is offensive and I'm upset, like, please stop me.
So what do we do if there's big scary spiders?
Stab them. Stab them, probably.
Yeah, stabbing is a... No stabbing? I'm sorry, we're seeing from... No spiders? All right, I've been told no spiders. I wasn't planning on spiders. That's more the example. But if you're like spooky, scared, uncomfortable, just like that's a good time for. I think we have a yellow card.
And green.
Is that one?
And green. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good yellow card time. Because I'll move.
So we got
along.
no rules, be cool, shout if you hate it, and no spiders.
Yeah, that more or less sums it up. Cool. There's also two modifications I'm making to the rules tonight because we're running a heist, but we're on a time limit here, so we don't have time to go through the first act of every heist, which is plan the shit out of things, even though that fills me with joy. So I've given all of you a poker chip. At any point in any time, you can spend that poker chip to tell me what you have prepared for the exact scenario you find yourself in. Because what a delightful mechanic. Throw whatever chaos you want at me.
Stealing little blades in the dark.
Listen, they figured it out.
Yeah.
Why not borrow? The second thing is, because we are heisting a casino, it feels a little more on theme to roll initiative with playing cards. So there's cards in front of you. When I ask you to roll initiative, just pull from the deck, and we'll go from there.
Oh boy.
What are jokers then?
No.
What are jokers then? I'm sorry, just like negative
Oh.
one, just like negative one.
No, those are nat 20s.
Oh,
Those are you go first. Or last. You go wherever you want.
okay.
That being said, everybody got anything else before we get started? No. Great. So, our story begins as we follow in on a seagull flying low over the ocean. At sunset, you can see on the big waves and the sea foam flecks of orange and violet through the, green and covering the greens and blues down below. And as we follow the seagull, the camera pans up to a large, mountainous city. Behind it, built into this cliff face, there's a large waterfall coming down that meanders its way through the terraces of the city and empties out into the harbor that is, full of ships. The town has a very, French Riviera sort of architectural style to it. You can see at the very top of this city that as the camera flies over, you can see there are, banners waving. Everyone's here for a Midsummer's Night celebration. 'Tis the season. And you can see at the top, crowning the jewel of this city, is the King's Arm Casino, or King's Arms. It's internationally known, well renowned. It's a place for the rich and famous to go play. I mean literal games of chance. Make money, not necessarily weird things. Not like hunting people in the backcountry kind of play. Rich people get weird. So what was it? Yeah, so we pan to that, and then the camera, still following this goal, circles around, and we can see a group of 5 individuals dressed to the nines as they approach this casino in the city that is distinctly not Monaco. That is its official name. It is not -Monaco. Not affiliated with real Monaco. And the camera comes down and it centers onto Nyx. Vale, if you could go ahead and describe Nyx for us.
Naxali, yes.
Nyxali.
Naxali is a tiefling, about middle of 6 feet tall. Athletic, but not particularly muscular, like kind of more of a gymnast build. Purple skin, brown hair, and a pair of wings that she usually keeps folded across her back and shoulders, kind of, but not really a cloak. She is a paladin of the Oath of Vengeance. She has been a wandering monster hunter for about the last decade and a half. And tonight she is going to this casino to try to retrieve an artifact from the vault that's going to be auctioned off in the next 24 hours. This is probably the last chance she's going to get a hold of this thing and destroy it before it disappears and does evil somewhere in the world. And out of other options, she's gone to a friend from a prior adventure to help her find people to get her into this vault.
So, I've one very important question, which is, what is Nyx wearing?
I would say that right now, she's definitely the person that's most comfortable, like, in her armor, but that's not super nice, so I think she's bringing that in, like, a bit less obviously, like, with her belongings.
Okay.
So, very much like the jacket and a dress she borrowed from somewhere.
Okay, all right.
Like, so, she's not super concerned about it.
Yeah, so it's just like, kind of a older dress grab from a friend, threw on a
nice jacket over the top of it, yeah.
Yep. All right. And which friend was it that you first contacted to form this impromptu crew?
Anyone like to volunteer?
Excellent. So the camera pans out as Nyx, starts walking towards
Nax? Oh.
Nobody knows
Nax.
her name.
Wow. I thought it was Nox. Okay, excuse me.
I apologize. I'm bad at words. Words are hard.
Solly, right?
Yeah.
All right. So as Nax kind of gives a motion to like move forward, lead on, takes a step towards the door of the casino, we can see, from the side shot. The next person in the file is
Almea. And Almea is a human monk who's wearing her finest monk linens. Only her finest less often, so there's just less wear and dirt on them. Just dark red with gold embroidering. She has long brown hair, very tall, and looks a little drunk.
just a little tipsy.
Yeah, just like in a like a fun, like, hey girl way.
Beautiful. Yeah, so we get that, and then who's following behind you?
I think Oliver, a tiefling in a 3-piece suit. Their hair is like just a mess of like long, uncut, uneven, sweat like gluing it to the forehead with like these little reading spectacles loosely leading off the nose. And Oliver's basically just talking to you about like, so like the thing was like they were coming to me for money, but like I switched the account numbers, so really I took the money from their account and put it into mine. Those thugs, they're not very smart, that's the whole thing about them. So really, and just keeps going on about like every job they've ever done successfully.
I love that we've absolutely gone for not subtle at all.
We're not at the heist, right? Like
We are.
You absolutely
we are at the
are.
heist.
I've dropped you right into it.
well, okay.
Listen, I appreciate the panache that we are coming into this with.
Whispering very quietly.
We are going to, in the family-friendliest way I can say, goof about and find out. Following behind Oliver is whom?
Is Nika.
half-elf that's dressed in merchant casual. So, purple silk shirt, billowy sleeves, large billowy pantaloons that are black, very nice shoes that cost probably more than the rest of the outfit, and carrying a satchel, like getting ready to check in to the hotel, and observing more than engaging. How tall is your guy?
Probably about like
The
5'5".
tall kid one?
Short king.
Just a little taller than Oliver. Very short, almost platinum blonde hair, and just showing off that he's got a little bit of elf heritage.
Now let me ask you this very. Is that little bit of height difference from your very expensive?
No.
Do they have lifts?
It could be. It could be.
He'll
On a
never
different
tell.
day. You know, these are nice shoes, and they're not. That's not one of the items I picked.
Lifts, shoe lifts.
Oh, this is the best part. Is I have no idea what magic items y'all have picked, so who knows?
Yeah, that's good.
This is great. Listen, I am, as we know, a feral being made purely of chaos, and so we're gonna goof about and find out. But trailing this crew, and we have
Fayetta something. I gave her a name, I swear. Fayetta Strange. And she is a College of Whispers bard. You see that she is currently, so technically she's a changeling, but since the area is primarily inhabited by dwarves, she has taken on the form of a dwarf. You see that she is wearing just like really outrageous clothes, like big puffy sleeves. Like, the shirt from Seinfeld?
Yeah.
That they have a fight over? It basically looks like that, but it's like multiple colors, like orange with green and red, and it's bad. And then
Oh, I
she's
was sitting here
wearing,
like, yeah, I want that shirt.
and then she's wearing for pants. She's basically wearing little teeny tiny shorts that are just like sparkly.
Ooh.
Sparkly booty shorts.
Sparkly booty shorts, basically. I mean, like no butt cheek is short. It's very tasteful.
Tasteful.
Okay.
Tasteful.
no one is going to spot any of you from miles away.
This is
The
what
one
it looks like
person-
in Vegas.
Yeah.
The person who's not a career criminal is the most subtle right now.
Perhaps this says something about crime in this world. We're going to find out what it says. So, you all approach through the front doors. It looks almost like a palace or a mansion to this large building. You have to make your way through a little bit of hedgerow, and around the fountain as you approach this main entrance and into the foyer. Inside, you can see it's kind of busy. You hear the din of people just kind of chatting and like milling about. And in this first room, you can see there are several dwarves, all of them done up in their, valet outfit. So think like 1910 butler. So like the weird stiff front collar, tight, long tailcoat. Like
Do they have a cummerbund?
they do have cummerbunds now.
Right, yeah.
They are all wearing cummerbunds, and the cummerbunds are, bright red, but the edges are trimmed in gold. Which, as you walk through, you can see, there are banners hanging down from the ceiling. It's a three-story building with a basement, and they're coming down to about the foot of the second floor, and they are gold and red, and emblazoned on them is a crown and a pair of arms, holding like some crossed swords down below. Or sorry, a crossed sword and axe, which is, as you know, the symbol of the king's arms, and also the symbol of the house that owns the king's arms, and is the princes of NOT Monaco. So as you enter, you can see one of these. Actually, can I have you all make a perception check for me?
Of course.
Let's see how this goes.
It fully goes well. You are seasoned criminals after that.
Not a good start.
18.
16.
16.
Also 16.
20, not nat.
20.
6.
6. Great. So, Go ahead and shut your ears. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Shoes.
yeah, distracted by your shoes. The rest of you spot, of course, that there are a couple of guards standing around. You notice very particularly, a lot of the folks here are dressed actually in clothing that maybe makes everyone except Nax stand out less. It's a lot of bright silks, stuff that's very fancy. I mean, Almaya is going to stand out, but Almaya, you do spot that further on past the checkpoint where folks are checking their coats, and you can see that there's one kind of shriveled old elf, like with a some sort of like steel rod that's like waving it at people. You can see past that there is in fact a full service bar, which is the most important detail
Yes.
for you. But you do know you're gonna have to get past this guy.
Right. Okay.
And then you, with your 20, you spot, okay, so not only are there guards on this floor, they're posted, one at each entrance of this main staircase as you enter, large one that branches up to the second floor. You can't see an entrance to the third floor, but you can see a third balcony above. You can see on the second floor there are guards on either side of the wing, and then there's another set of double doors that lead back into the main casino area on the second floor. Same pattern mirrored below. Again, you can't see up to the third floor, but you do spot on patrol one large shield guardian, which is a construct that you all would know is something that wizards tend to create and sell for exorbitant sums. They basically follow whoever has their amulet like a handler. And they are big and scary and will punch you very hard. You see one like patrolling along on the second floor. On its large shield that it carries on its left arm is emblazoned that same symbol hanging from the banners. But yeah, you all kind of gather that in order to get further into the casino, you do have to pass through coat check. And there does appear to be someone waving some sort of device over things and people.
Okay. Okay.
Is it going to be a problem for anybody?
I don't think so.
I could distract them a little bit. Is anybody in the presence again?
I mean, my only weapon is my mind. So
They're gonna confiscate it. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a problem. I think we're good.
actually, we're in a line, right?
Yeah,
Can I tap like somebody who looks like they know what they're doing on the shoulder and be like, hey, what are they doing? What are they doing? What is that?
Oh, excuse me. As this wealthy, older human, kind of wrinkled face, hair graying and like balding up into almost like a monk's frock, and you can see he's got a very bad comb over. And he's wearing these rich brocaded green silks. Excuse me, but who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Sir Richard Carlisle III.
Cool, Sir Richard Carlisle. What's the wand thing for?
Well, that's to check if you have any weapons or magical items. Have you never been here before?
Oh no, I'm a frequent. Can't you see?
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Why is TSA going through my bags? Haven't you ever gone to the airport before? I'm here all the time.
Okay, so the first one was a natural 20, but hold on. I gotta do it again because it's disadvantage. That would be a 24 because I have plus 11 to deception.
Oh, well, then you clearly know the procedure. You're just going to have to make sure that you declare all of your, items at the coat check.
Okay.
While this is going on, Oliver starts casting Mage Hand. And takes a loaded die and a luck stone out of his pocket and tries to put it in a potted plant behind the wand check.
Interesting. I love this. I absolutely love this. Now, I know that Mage Hand itself is invisible in the the spell text. But tell me, how are you disguising a floating rock and dice? What are you doing to make sure that gets past this guy without him just being like, why is there shit floating?
There's no ornate architecture or anything that I could hide it behind, or do I need to?
There absolutely is. What I'm trying to get from you is some context to figure out what role do I need.
Oh, gotcha. I think in this case, actually, I would probably, as I'm doing this, have it go, across the aisle towards the wall, and I'm gonna stand in front of the person, kind of pushing my way aside, and just be like, I'm sorry, I really want to get in. I'm here to meet somebody, and I really just, I can't be late, So is there any way that I could I don't want to cause a fuss, but and
Give me a performance check, please.
You could have just said they were in a little baggie or something.
But this is more fun.
Yeah, it's good. Perfect.
Now you have to do performance for an anxiety attack.
Hey! I mean, but don't we all? 23. Yeah, you absolutely. This guy, he's like back of the line, sir. Back of the line. I guess he's.
Well, it's not Monaco, so he can be.
Yeah, he can.
I get it. I go back to them as I plant it in a potted plant.
Yep.
Nothing but net.
Just nod and smile at him when he comes back.
Perfect. So yeah, so you guys are advancing. There's just Sir Richard Carlisle III, which is definitely a character from some TV show. I think it's pretty sure he's in Downton Abbey. Pulling that name from somewhere. He's, the only person in front of you. Do the rest of you have any sort of items that you would like to get past security?
I'll declare mine, so.
Yeah, I will too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I need to fast talk anything, so.
All right, so, past this point, things that are not allowed include, personal gaming equipment, of course. Most magical equipment is not allowed. Minor enchanted things, like a health potion, yeah, it's fine. But more advanced and obscure arcane things just have to be left at coat check. Same with any weapons, armor, all that sort of thing. So I say that to you before you make your final decision. I'm just gonna hand this over to a guy.
Those.
Bear in mind, you may also be getting out of here in a hurry, so valuables you may want to hold on.
Okay, all right, hold on. Do they want the gauntlets?
I mean, they absolutely would want gauntlets of overpower. That sounds like you'd use those to murder someone.
I was gonna just use it to roll the right dice really good. Just, but okay. Yeah, through a wall.
Listen, doorways. They are adventurers' banes.
Well, can you hide my gauntlets? I thought I was just gonna declare them, but now that we're getting closer, I'm like, I don't trust these guys.
Where do you have them?
I don't know, in my bag. Yeah, I'm not wearing them.
It's up to you. Great.
Now, from what we've observed, they wave the wand over the luggage, but they don't go through the luggage unless they detect something? Okay. Is there anything else in there that's going to be a problem?
Pole of collapsing?
Weirdly, that one would
I was
be
going to say, it
fine.
doesn't make them collapse. The pole collapses. Okay.
Yeah, right. It's just, you literally just have a pole that, it telescopes.
Yeah.
I can try.
Okay.
You're going to need to take that out and separate it.
The gauntlets?
No. Show and declare the pole. We need to have them not open your bag.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Question.
Okay.
I can see up to the second floor. I've seen portions of the second floor. How far is it from me?
Most so this is a pretty tall ceiling, but it's about 20 feet.
So I would like to dimension door up out of this area. Before I go, I'm gonna go. I'll see you up there.
Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Un favor.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check for me.
Uh-oh.
Listen, this is actually in your favor. Should you do
You're gonna
well?
dimension door to someone's
8.
Eight.
8
Beautiful.
total.
Beautiful. So you're looking for somewhere to like jump through.
I'm looking at the stairs up on the second floor because those should be within 500 feet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. But it does have to be a space that you have line of sight.
Yes. Or I've seen before.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. Then you didn't even make that roll at all.
Yeah, okay.
I misunderstood. So you were able to see one of the doors swing open as one of the guards walked through to the actual casino area, from the second floor. Having seen that, you're like, oh, okay, gone.
Yeah.
And just past it. And you just appear up on the second floor of the casino area on this mezzanine. And as you walk through, you can see, so there's this large central area. Down below there are a bunch of gaming tables. You can see kind of at the back of this room is the full-service bar. Up on the second floor, there's just kind of a hallway walkway as you're like looking down. And again, you can see up. There's a third terrace just like this. You obviously don't have a good angle to see that terrace, but you can see the ceiling should you wish to perform some trick like this again. There are, again, the banners hanging down. You recognize that a thief could climb these. And otherwise, there's just a bunch of doors nearby. And you can see, as you walk right around a corner, there's a hotel check-in, along with 2 staircases on either side of this landing. And you can see all the doors around here are numbered.
Okay. Do I see people?
Yes, you do. There are people just kind of milling about. A lot of people are kind of like leaning on the banister and looking down at the games. You definitely watch a couple guards that are like posted, kind of up here. They're kind of being very casual. And all these guards, they're, dwarves, but they're wearing, a nice suit jacket, same cummerbund, black dress pants. They're clearly not very heavily armored. But you do spot hanging at their hip a large club. Oui.
So I'm going to sashay my way up to one of these dwarf guards, and I'm going to look him up and down and go, "You look so muscular."
Flex a little, stretch a little, kind of flex. He watches his shirt grows tight around some of the buttons. He's like, yeah, I've been hitting the gym recently. Just really got to stay in shape for this job.
Oh yeah, what do you do?
Well, you see, I work here as security, so my job is making sure that the house's clients remain safe and that the assets are kept protected.
Is that club to protect the assets?
If anyone gets unruly, we sometimes have to. Most unruly folk tend to be a little drunk, so we can just kind of handle them ourselves. But should they get real out of hand, we can use this to supplement our ability to control individuals.
So strong. And then I just squeeze his arm and I'm like, I'm gonna go get a drink and walk away.
Okay.
It's like I was there.
Speaking of, we come back to the rest of our gang as Carlisle has passed through the gate. Who's first up to the this gentleman?
I think I'll go first with
my come on through. So he waves this rod. It's about maybe 1.5 feet long, 18 inches or so. You can see there's a couple different runes on it, kind of in a line, and he waves it over your bag. Do you have anything magical in that bag?
I have a totem for my patron, but it's not really inherently magical necessarily.
Okay, so you watch as he waves it over the section of your bag with that totem, and the runes on it light up, starting with a red down at the bottom and whoop up to green, and you hear a coming out of it. So I'm gonna need to check your bag.
No, that's totally fine. And I pull it out. Aphrodisiac. Basically, she drives her. But that's for me. But
Right. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Natural 20. 25. Oh, wait. 28.
He just kind of leans up. Right, bloke. I'll get it. Happens to best with right. Just
Yeah,
keep
no,
moving.
fine. Hopefully I'm too pathetic for him to pay attention to as I like get my stuff back.
So he waves it over you as well. Do you have anything on you? Nope. Cool. You just walk right through. Who's next?
Me? Yeah.
I'll hold back and wait for Almea.
So, I'm here. Does he wave the pole? Does it beep?
He waves it over you. He waves it over your bag, and it. So this is a
Spend a sorcery point.
beautiful. So just for a little bit of context, when Joe and I were talking earlier, his sorcerer has a special meta magic feat that allows him to temporarily disrupt security spells. He has to spend a spell point per spell level.
Does that work?
I'm gonna spend whatever it takes to suppress it. I'll push on it to
I mean,
suppress
it takes one because it's a detect magic
and I'm going to spend a second point to do it subtly, so I'm not.
Perfect. Yeah, you're just real calm, just like waiting in line, and he just waves it over. Nothing.
That's so funny. You want to know what my backup plan was? If he was like, oh, there's something magical in here, I gotta check it. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, it's my, and then I would open the bag and the pole of collapsing when he went to look in it would expand.
Just moments. Oh boy.
Don't let the pole linger. Like as soon as it's good, I'm like, okay. Yep. Okay. Woo. Thank you for that. Because I did not want to have to give that guy a black eye. They might have kicked me out.
They might have you. All right. Who's next?
Second plan was Hulk smash. I'll walk in after Almea.
Okay. Yep. You
And
walk right on up. And
I'll put the bag up there and let him wand me. There's nothing on me. There are two magic items in the bag. One is on the bag, which is the actual lock on the bag. And in the bag is a pearl, which is not, but will be declared to clean and repair clothing once a day, like a mending pearl.
Oh yeah. He waves over it and he's like, "Right, I am gonna have to take a look at your bag."
Open the lock, let him see, and the lock is what's one of the things that's
Right.
it
Right, cool.
keeps my stuff safe.
Makes sense. This makes sense.
And this thing, I bought this from a merchant. It cleans and mends clothes.
Go and make a deception check for me.
Are you lying?
Oh yeah, I'm lying. I'm totally lying, and I'm terrible with people, so this is not good.
The pearl actually makes clothes dirtier.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, phew.
I'm rusty.
Not a d20.
Like, I only rolled a
12.
20.
All right. Well, that's a kraken, so that's 20. So 23.
It's like, right now, go on. Cool. Let's see on your way. It's like, perfect.
Lock it up. Make sure make a point of locking it up in front of him and
Perfect.
look him up and down.
Now, just for, actually, I'll let you reveal later on whenever you use this pearl what it does. I'm very curious.
I'll let you know what it does.
Oh, I want to be just as surprised as the rest.
Okay.
Of you. It's fun. And
All right.
then next.
I'm actually going to cash in my planning for this one, just because this is probably where I feel like it would make the most sense for her. Because Nax's friends know that she wants to keep her weapons handy. One of the people that helped Almea find everybody else and pull the crew together has gotten the changeling to replace one of the concierge staff who's going to come up here and like, oh no, I've got this one. Here, I'll take care of it.
Shift change.
Beautiful.
Oh, classic.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Do it during the shift change. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so on a shift change, so like you're about to come up, and then you see this, figure that is a dwarf just like locks eyes with you, winks, and then we cut back to a flashback
I love it.
of you like sitting down at like a cafe, and across from you at this, we see the one day prior, and we see, hear the gulls walking. You can see you're sitting on this beautiful outside cafe, sipping some espresso, presumably. I don't know, whatever Nax wants to drink. And across from you is a very, very, very attractive elf. She's like, okay, and you need me to do what now exactly?
Just in case things don't go quite right, I need to make sure none of my gear gets locked up.
The old shift change.
I imagine doing this for everybody would be a bit too much attention, but if we can just get my bag through.
Absolutely. I can certainly arrange that. As she adjusts her big floppy sun hat and takes a sip of her espresso. We flashback ends and we cut to Nax, and this dwarf now still looks very, very attractive because changeling gonna changeling, but clocks you dead in the eyes, winks, and then walks up to this the attendant is like, hold on, go, basically kind of whispers to him something, and are you shit? It's not for another, whatever. He just walks off, and then this changeling just waves over your bag, winks again, and you watch as the rod starts to, and then just whoop, turns off, and you walk right through, unaccosted. You are now all on the main casino floor with the exception of our delightful bard, Fayetta. You can see before so main room, of course, is the main gambling pit. You can see there's, a couple of poker tables, a couple of blackjack tables. There's definitely a lot of roulette. The entire back half of this room is roulette. And then you can see on the far wall is the full-service bar, and you can see, attractive young men and women all wearing, servants' attire, but very well-fitted servants' attire, are, coming and going from the bar. You can see now that there's a service window behind it and a full kitchen. They're grabbing drinks and food and just carting it out to various, patrons, both in the central room and as you look to the left and right, two larger rooms. The doors, there's no doors between these rooms, but there is, a wall with some arches and columns, provide decoration and a little bit of separation. You can see off to one side is, more table rooms, and the other is more of a seating lounge off to the left, just to kind of kick back and relax and take in the views. And you can see this place continues further on into the back, into the gardens as well. You do know that your objective is, of course, to find the vault, which you would know is from the map that I gave you is in the basement. It is absolutely full of people. Yeah.
Eyeball about in dismay.
So Nax, I can get us the intel I need, but I need 5 gold. You got it? I'll spend it irresponsibly, I promise you.
Thought you'd already made all the preparations you needed.
Gold's a little bit harder and stuff, I've got to spend it. Well, just let me get in the tables a little bit.
You know we're here for a task, not to gamble.
Oh, I know, but the task is a gamble.
Boo. All right, if it'll shut you up.
All right, I take it. I immediately go to a craps table, and
Perfect, yes.
and I 5 gold. 5 gold. Yeah.
You see standing there is a human with a wispy, pencil thin mustache, kind of lightly twirled. Again, hair black, greased back, a little bit thinning, wearing servant's attire. The minimum bet is at least 10 gold.
Hey, Almaya.
What?
I might need 5 more gold.
Why are you so broke?
Prepper. I I can't really answer that, right?
Yeah, do you not have enough?
I just get another 5 gold. Bodily shove it into the middle of his
Okay,
stomach.
then I didn't give you that.
If you wish to play.
Absolutely. All 10. Give me the dice.
Cool. Go ahead and roll 1d20.
Well. Okay.
You did sneak your special die past.
Is this sleight of hand or just a d20?
It's just d20 unless you're using your special dice.
I am using special dice.
Give me that sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, it is going to be a 20, not nat.
Oof. Ooh. You just watch for a minute as the camera kind of like zooms in on you real quick. You just take a deep breath, pull your hand back, and we watch the camera cuts in close as the dice just up out of your sleeve into your hand, and the house dice just falls back down as you throw it across the table. And with a little thought, a little bit of magic, it just lands right where you want it. You get back 50 gold.
50 gold. Keep it going. Same dice, come on.
Make another sleight of hand check.
Perfect. That is a 9.
You can feel your patron whisper in your ear. There's business to attend to. As it almost lands on where it would double your bet, and then pops one space over. You put all 50 gold on it? I believe by craps rules, if my understanding is correct, you would lose all of that.
And you have to take a crap.
This is my chip.
Okay, perfect. Tell me, how have you prepared for this?
All right, so I guess we're all, if we're doing flashbacks and stuff, we're all in like the staging area. All right, so here's the thing. Terry Omelette is, going to be suspicious. He's going to be a little bit more concerned about, who are all these people and such. And we want to assuage that doubt. So what I'm going to do is essentially tell him he's going to get robbed. Perfect. Can't fail. Borderline. And I basically show you that I have just like this whole identity mapped out of someone else. And as this person takes my money, I kind of like grab their hand, and it's just, excuse me, I'm going to need to see Mr. Omelette immediately. You have allowed loaded dice in your establishment. You allowed me to bet recklessly, did not possibly consider the minimum limitations or how this could possibly affect me. Basically, our agreement with Mr. Omelette is in jeopardy.
I know he's from the gaming board.
This guard just like opens the door, and you can see sitting at a large wooden desk, very similar to the one I'm sitting at now. You hear a creak in a chair as a small gnome pops up.
Always gnomes.
Listen, gnomes are great. They make excellent villains.
Watch this. Watch this backfires, and instead of them being scared, they just beat the shit out of you.
Right.
Excuse me, what can I do for you?
Mr. Omelette, I must say I am deeply disappointed in your surveillance of your own people in your establishment. We are from United Front Insurance. Expect certain minimum requirements meant in terms of security. How did this die make it into your establishment, Mr. Mr. Omelette?
Well, I assure you that there is no way that these could have gotten past our security.
And yet here we are in your office. So
How indeed? Who must I speak with?
you must speak with me. If you are going to continue your insurance policy, then you are going to have to show me that you actually can run this establishment with any level of competence whatsoever.
Well, how could I show that to you?
I would need to see your surveillance, your guards, the way they're compensated, the way that they behave in certain places. We need to make sure that the vault is there, because of course, if anyone can just walk in here and take a king's ransom, there's no way that we're going to pay on your premiums.
Can I have you make a deception check for me?
All right. I do have the actor feat, so I'm going to roll with advantage.
Beautiful.
Because that's a 5. Ooh, that's good. Deception, that's going to be a 27.
27.
As I'm just like, once again, sweated hair, just like moving it out of the way.
Yeah, you just kind of like brush your hair back as you pull a bead of sweat, you know. And you do this as he blinks and looks back up to you and says, "Yes, very, very well. I will come with me. We will show you to the security and through the vault."
I would hope so, Mr. Omelette.
Mr. Omelette.
Listen, it is an excellent Ocean's 11 reference. Can I help you? I'm sorry. You seem upset, and I just want to make sure you're having a good time.
I'm having a great time.
Wonderful. Yeah. So you are led. So firstly, you are led out of his office to one of the rooms off to the side. Like he just kind of quickly like zags past you, or like leads you around, and you come into a room where you can see there is what must obviously be a wizard, because he is wearing the like what is that cookie cereal?
Cookie Crisp?
Yes, he's wearing the Cookie Crisp like style wizard hat, but it's covered in like stars and moons.
This is on the second floor?
The third floor. It's the first room off to the left.
The Cookie Crisp Wizard room.
Well, he's wearing that kind of style hat, like those robes. You can see he's wearing like a name, like a little badge clipped on to his shirt that like definitely like says IT. And you can see.
I'm feeling
wizard.
very
Got it.
attacked right
Got it.
now.
I'm so sorry. But tell me, are you not viewed as a wizard in your office?
Sometimes.
You can see, looking into this, you can see in front of him, there are a bunch of different, like, glass orbs, like, stuck on the wall, where us, a modern audience, would imagine monitors are. He's just, like, staring at them, adjusting his spectacles, as each one is giving a view of different rooms of the casino. There are at least 4 in the main area, along with 2 additional on each of the side rooms. There's another 2 up on the second floor, overlooking the mezzanine, and an additional 2 overlooking the mezzanine from opposite corners on the third floor. Finally, there's a row of feeds from the basement where you can see there is another shield guardian patrolling. And in fact, go ahead and make a perception check for me. I'm going to give you the basement stuff for free.
Natural 20, so 24.
Natural 20. So
I have loaded dice.
yeah, apparently. So you immediately spot there is one shield guardian on every floor. It is being followed by a handler. And you watch as like one of these dwarves like kind of like adjusts a chain around their neck in one of these feeds. And what you know is that if you take out this dwarf, that shield guardian's going to shut down. Do not interact with shield guardian. It will punch you very hard. And it will not die easily. It will be very painful. Yes.
What are they made of? Because I did see one on my way in. What are they made of?
They are made of metal and stone.
Perfect. Thank you.
So, yeah, so you see there's one on each floor, including one down in the basement that is basically standing in front of the vault. You can see the vault door is not a massive door like you would expect it to be. In fact, it's pretty small. It's, about the size of like
Mr. Omelet.
Yeah, about actually. It's like if you took like a wine barrel and turned it 90 degrees and stuck it in a wall and made it out of like metal, and then at the front of it is like a submarine kind of door. And you're like, this is not the vault I expected. But you can very clearly see the path to it. And you can also see, down below it, there is a 3-digit combination. And you can also see there is one feed in Mr. Omelet's office. I will give this to you because you have a nat 20. There is a combination to that safe. And on his desk you can see written 1, 2, 3.
God damn it.
Because
There's the
why
same combination on his luggage.
That's right.
Because why do security?
We are grossly overqualified for this. I had all these questions prepared.
Listen, you rolled a nat 20.
1, 2, 3.
And Mr. Omelet, I assume this wizard never goes on bathroom breaks.
Well, he does have a partner, and he points to like there's another chair in the room that's empty. He does have a partner who is on a break right now. They work in shifts, and there's 2 more that work. So we always have 2 people in here around the clock.
And where is this partner? Where are they currently? At the bar, perhaps? Would that be the case?
Well, that is a very good question, isn't it, Mr. Howard? And the wizard, who is ostensibly now named Mr. Howard, just like looks up and kind of dusts away some crumbs from his beard.
This is too real.
It's like, right, well, they did a head on over to the bathroom about a minute before you walked in, and this is about the time when Terrence usually has to make a deposit, as it were.
Pooping.
So he should be back here in the next 15 minutes.
That is a very long break. I am going to have to note that for my superiors.
Of course,
Shitting
Mr.
on the clock.
Mr. Fontaine, and I do actually start writing this information out.
Who are you calling Mr. Fontaine?
I'm Mr. Fontaine.
Oh.
No, I just lose my mind in the office. Well, yes, and I suppose I will be, of course, needing to see your guard information. Please escort me as quickly as you can to your security office, the one for the militia, so to speak.
Right, yes, of course.
As they do that, I want to try to kind of like make a loud enough noise to get Thea's attention on the floor below, and just like coughing horrifically, just like until I kind of get some sign that you've paid attention.
Yeah, so last we left you.
Yeah.
So we cut back because every good heist movie cuts around with timelines like a madman. So we cut back to Fietta as she's descending the stairs, watches as oh dear, where did it go? I have lost a tab with all of your names. Mistakes have been made. You watch as your warlock nods at you on the staircase as you're descending. What do you do?
I go to the bar like I said I was doing.
Perfect. Yeah, so you make your way down and you slide up to the bar. There's a gentleman stands up and offers his seat to you.
Well, thank you, sugar.
Well, of course, darling. You didn't. Where are you from?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, but we got just the. You just sound like home.
Well, you can head on home then, honey. And then take a seat.
Woo!
Ooh. Ooh. Ice cold. Yeah, so you take a seat, and this businessman who ostensibly is wearing a 10-gallon hat. I'm sorry, can I help you? You seem distressed, and I want to make sure you're okay.
It's Monaco, and he's in a not Monaco. I'm sorry.
There you go. Yeah, you can't. It's legally distinct from Monaco. I cannot stress that.
Little did you know, 10-gallon hats are all the rage in not Monaco.
Apparently, everybody's wearing one. I should have worn one.
Well, if you're from not Texas.
Sounds right.
Which, again, is legally distinct from Texas. But yeah, so you sit down at the bar, and a waiter comes on up, kind of leans in. He's wearing, of course, this servant's attire. He kind of leans. And what can I get for you, miss?
Jack and Coke.
Right away. So he scurries back off and comes back to you. Right, one Jackson and Cola. And slides it to you.
Is this frou-frou French shit?
That will be
Cola.
that will be one gold, ma'am.
I give him gold.
He takes the gold. And
No tip.
I'm sorry, has my service displeased you, ma'am?
I asked for. This is not what I ordered.
No, but it's precisely what you ordered.
No, it's definitely not.
No, but it's a Jackson and Cola. Is that not what you? I believe it's sometimes referred to by you not Yankees as a Cubano Libra.
See. See. I give him another gold and then just
takes it.
stare at the bar.
This is not a tip. This is to purchase you going away.
Yes, a tip.
A tip. The tip is leave.
Oh my god.
All right. So anything else you want to do, or just hang out at the bar?
I guess I'm just kind of scoping the place out and waiting for some sort of signal.
All right. Cool. You are waiting for the signal. Let me ask, what the rest of my hilarious heistmeisters doing?
I wasn't expecting us to scatter, and I figured we were going to get a room to sort of organize. So I'm trying to keep people in as close of eyeshot as I can while we're scattering, and I'm standing as aside from the common folk as I can, and obnoxiously smoking a pipe with just cheap, terrible tobacco to keep people away from me, and just eyeballing all the people.
Yeah, you very quickly
Just smoking it with the one eyeball huge,
Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
No, that's not going to be good. So, yeah, 7.
7.
A lot of pipe smoke.
Yeah, a lot of
You
pipe
can't
smoke.
see anything through it.
Irritates your eyes a little bit, and you can feel they're starting to go red. And you're like, but I gotta keep up this act.
It keeps my
Yeah,
bubble. It
it
protects
does.
my bubble.
Yeah, and you notice that people are distinctly avoiding you. And at one point, a woman walks by and covers her face with a handkerchief and just, my word, underneath her breath, underneath it.
The real casino experience, though. Tobacco smoke, baby. Come on.
It's like Aurelian Reno.
It was my first time walking into a casino in forever last week, and I was like, oh yeah, there are places where you could still just blast cigarettes indoors, just nonstop.
Honestly, though, if they took that away from the casinos,
What would they
I would.
have?
That is a part of our heritage, the lung cancer.
Yeah.
First they came for the restaurants, then they came for the casinos.
Next, they're gonna come for our home, and then our porches.
Just trying to keep an eye on people and waiting for Nixali to get a signal to gather or whatnot.
Yep. And I'm kind of in a similar position of trying to keep an eye on things. I'm not the career criminal here, but what I am is, a hunter and soldier. So I'm kind of just keeping the lay of the land and kind of getting a sense of the security patterns. Like, okay, how often do those shield golems come by? Who's covering the controllers for those golems? Like, besides just having them on surveillance, like, how many people are nearby at any given moment? Like, who could stop me from taking an amulet?
Okay, tell me, what skill do you think that would be?
In this case, I would probably have to say it would be, probably perception or investigation are the most likely ones, but...
Let's go with an investigation. That feels right.
All right. 15.
15? You clock that behind each shield guardian, so, a shield guardian makes its way through the room. You can clock that walking about 15 paces behind is a dwarf that like adjusts his chain, and it's the exact same one that you saw in the camera. So you watch that and you can see, okay, so most of these guards are pretty stationary. There's this one guard walking around with the shield guardian, but otherwise there's a guard posted more or less at the main, there's plenty at the main entrance, about one at each big doorway and one at each stairwell on each floor. So they've got a lot of the exits covered, at least the traditional exits. So that's what you spot as you wait for the signal.
Cool. So it's usually like only one or two guards that are backing up this guy at any given moment.
Right. Yeah. So if you could hit them, if you take him out quick and hit him fast, especially if he like ducks away into kind of a side room, you might be able to take him out.
Okay. So one of the items that I smuggled through was perfume of bewitching. Beautiful. So I have advantage on persuasion and deception against anybody that's like just low enough CR, basically.
Yeah.
So I think that's exactly what I want to do, is I want to try to get this guy like out of immediate sight of his peers and security for a minute. And see if I can just disable them and get that amulet. So you like reach into your bag, you pull out this perfume and just rub it in, and then what do? I think the easiest way to go about this is to absolutely play up the, adventurer, I guess got a big haul, just wanting to, enjoy myself, feel alive for a little while, and it's like, oh, you are so charming looking, just absolutely just flirt with this guy and see if I can get him to wander away from the cameras for a moment, even though he's on duty.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
And that's with advantage. Okay, cool, and 19 is the highest.
19? Okay. Guard seems very receptive to your flirting. And he suggests that, he's got a quiet place that perhaps you could get to know each other a little bit better. And so he leads you back past the kitchen to to kind of like a larder. It's very cold in here, but he like brings you. Can I help you? It's almost like it's a refrigerated room where they're perhaps storing, food items that you would need for a casino, hotel, resort.
Correct.
So yeah, it leads you towards the back, and very clear. So like the shield guardian like follows, but actually doesn't necessarily enter this. Like enters the room, but there's no guards posted outside these doors. This is like
it's back of house.
Yeah, it's back of the house. So it's pretty sparse back here. It's just you, this guard, and this guardian. And the guard kind of like leads you back into a back corner where you can see there's some crates. You kind of got to like make a zigzag around, and then behind it the employees have clearly like stacked up like flour sacks and whatnot to make a very comfortable lounging place where, you know, perhaps some less than illicit activity could occur.
Perfect. And then once I'm sure it's just the two of us in here, I'm casting Hold Person on him.
Beautiful. What save do I have to make?
That is Wisdom.
Wisdom. Oh no. Oh no.
If he was wise, he wouldn't be a guard.
Or have fallen for any of this.
Well, so as I've rolled in front of you, you can observe this is a 4.
Yeah, that's a 14 for my save DC.
Has
So
not succeeded. So it's just like, you know, like the guard like leans back, kind of like unbuttons his shirt, and you can see the gold chain now, very clearly as he like is kind of gesturing you to like, you know, come on, like let's you know make out, like pats on the thing, and then you just like mutter some incantation, and he just freezes.
And I just reach over, take the amulet off of him, and then just to be sure, just kind of give him a tap on the back of the head to knock him out.
Yeah, not even a problem. You just bonk, and he just unconscious.
Damn.
You've hidden the body. Perfect.
On the flower fuck sacks too.
It's holding flour, so clearly the burlap is moisture proof, so it's fine.
Oh God.
I hate it.
Oh no.
I'm not eating anything in this casino.
I was going to say, assuming that they used the flour.
Listen. It's bold of you to assume that anything you'd ever eat in a casino is
Not
What do
made
you
out
mean?
on.
The $7.99
Listen.
steak and eggs at the Cal Neva? Are you telling
Wait,
me?
it's $7.99 now?
I don't know inflation.
I remember back in my day, it was $5.99.
Damn.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
burgers at
it's
In-N-Out now are also more expensive. So it's
not
everything. It's
sponsored.
all going to hell.
It really is. But you know, I mean, listen. But everything.
But if you want to.
But as we know from
Not a
our
buffet.
dear leader, everything, of course, in a casino has either been, you know, fornicated on, or someone has done blow on top of it.
I hate
Probably.
it. I mean, the cocaine I'm fine with.
Right. It's listen.
But
It's
the
really
sex, no.
it's
I
really
don't
extra
fluid
flavor.
anywhere near my food. No, thank you.
I'm not even going to count the number of times when I was still working at a casino where I had to go up to a guest room to help them with something, and there was just porn laying all over like the desk or the shelf with the TV or whatever, and they didn't even bother to hide it before calling me.
I applaud their utter lack of shame. That's truly impressive, and I don't know how one would achieve such a level of
Shamelessness.
zen. Yeah.
But yeah, basically just once I'm sure he's out, just kind of like I'm securing the band of the amulet like around my wrist and tucking it up under the sleeve of the jacket so it's not immediately obvious that I've taken this. And then just kind of give it a minute and then step back out into the hallway.
Perfect. Yeah, you make your way back to this group, and then what have you been doing this whole time?
So I'm assuming because just the way that you framed this as like the heist and it's fancy and it's the casino, as there are waiters walking by with trays of drinks, I have been plucking them off and drinking them because I didn't want to go all the way to the bar and like pay for it. Yeah.
Of course.
So I'm obviously just picking them where I can get them, and I'm close to. I have it written down. Where did I write it down? Nika.
Yep.
I'm close to Nika, but just far enough that the cloud of tobacco smoke doesn't really get me. But I'm going to, after I've had a couple drinks, be like, oh wait, where'd everybody go? And I would like to start actually looking for my comrades so we can get this heist a cooking.
Perfect. Well, firstly, can I have you make a sleight of hand check? First roll with the big chunky die.
Cursed.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. See, the first drink you grab, there's a waiter's like, oh, madame, mademoiselle, I do apologize. This is not just for anyone. If you would like a drink, you do need to go to the bar, or I can bring you what you would like.
I'm just like still retracting my arm, like, yeah, I'll take one of these. Another one of these. Whatever it is.
Yes, of course. Another nada Jackson and Cola.
Sure, yeah.
drink of
It
NOT
sounds
Monte.
great. Sounds great.
Perfect. That would be 1 gold.
COD, pal.
Did you ever pay me back for that 5 gold that I gave you?
No, I lost that gold.
That's right. You won 50 and then lost. Yeah. Damn.
Immediately lost it.
All right, so I give him 2 gold because the one that I'm drinking and then the one that he's gonna bring me.
Oh, okay. I was saying he stopped you, but no, perfect. Yeah, you give him 2 gold, you should have 2 drinks. And you very quickly find your team, especially as you're sticking around, smoking your McPuff Puff.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, as Puff the Magic Dragon says that.
Yes.
I'm sorry, those were the 2 fun jokes I had.
That's okay. It's okay.
Had to get it out before.
The character's not enjoying it either. It's a defense mechanism.
Like the kid at the party who clearly hates smoking weed but is still doing it. Like, no, I'm fine, man. It's good. It's great. Room's real spinny. I love it. Oh my god.
Yes, as you do that, we hear words are very difficult. So, Oliver, as you're coming down the stairs, you alight onto the first floor, and all of you have kind of gathered in this corner near the stairwell that Oliver went up. It's the same one he's coming down. You start having an absolute coughing fit. Partly to let everyone know where you are, but also partly because you just inhale a big huff of a tobacco cloud.
Yeah. No.
And all of you very quickly spot Oliver heading down to the basement, following the one and only Mr. Terry Omelet.
Should we? Next Holly wandered off. Do we
If
keep eyes? You sneaky? Can you
basically that piece of parchment that I was writing on, taking notes, I'm going to rip it and put it again in a potted plant to just keep following.
Say that again?
Okay.
He's making a drop.
Yeah, I'm basically dropping the notes with the password, the
Gotcha.
guard information, everything. Terrence and Mr. Howard.
Yeah, so you just kind of like as you're having this coughing fit, just kind of bounce this ball off the ground and just up into a little potted plant.
You think you did that on purpose? That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna wait a minute to make it seem.
Yeah, so you go grab that paper before you descend, and you pull it up, and you can see this sheet of notes that basically lay out the entire security system. You're like, oh, we just got to get up to the 3rd floor and knock out these 2 guys.
Yeah. Look at that.
There couldn't be a better place to install our tech resident, magic expert. Sorry, not our tech wizard, as it were.
Or AT, or arcane technician.
All right.
I love that.
This has officially turned into a Shadowrun game.
I mean, listen, the system's built for heists. I'm just here to facilitate. And I knew we all knew the rules to this game. Rather than making us learn brand new rules on the fly.
So once I see the coughing fit, I will work my way over to where they both are, and kind of peer over their shoulder.
Yeah. So peer over, and again, you see. Yeah, as you all kind of
Yeah, I'm showing
Yeah.
the notes around.
Since people are hovering, I'll put the pipe.
I imagine this is about when I get back.
Yep.
No,
You arrive.
don't put it out. I love it. It's great. Reminds me of Pappy.
Yeah, as these 3 are in a huddle, you come back and you adjust your shirt, adjust your hair, almost as if you'd had a
Had a good time.
yeah. And we cut back and you can see these detailed notes of here's all these people, here's the very roughly sketched map, but like here's the guard path. Here's where I can see people posted. Here's where the like scrying eyes are. You know, basically just like you have, if basically the way it is if you all have a question about the security, you are free to just tell me, and I'm more or less obligated to answer.
If we have the code to the vault, then
And
you practically don't need me.
Not true.
well, there's still other things, though. I think I can assist on our exit at least, and just kind of show that I've got the control amulet on my wrist.
Ooh.
And with that, we will go to break. We'll see you in like 15-ish minutes. You know, go get your snacks and go to the
Do
bathroom.
your
And
pooping.
yeah,
On the
Like
clock.
Terrence.
Do you
yeah,
poop
but
it,
do it on the
Terrence?
clock.
Make sure
Clock
you're getting
in.
paid to poop.
Listen, boss needs a dollar. I make a dime. Sorry that break took a little bit longer than the 15 minutes I said. We were working out one of the cameras. There were some gremlins that we did have to, you know,
Beat off.
physically accost. Yeah.
Rolled for initiative and everything. Sorry you missed it.
Yep. Yep. Speaking of rolled for initiative, sorry we missed it. Someone please remind me what was going on. I of course remember this is a test for you.
I just got the security plans from the potted plant.
Perfect. Yes.
He was going downstairs with tiny omelet,
So we look at the guard quarters.
and he was threatening to unionize the guards.
This
And
feels
That's
right.
the plan.
you said you wanted to know their compensation and stuff. I assumed you were going to fix it if it was bad.
Hey man,
Make
listen.
sure they won't steal.
Listen, here's the thing. Even the softest paw can be a claw.
Empowering.
Listen. I don't know what to tell you. It's 2022, and one of the leading figures of the current labor movement is a cat on the internet named Jorts. It's beautiful, and I love it.
Why does every conversation with you end with jorts? Why are we?
We're not at the end of the conversation.
We're not at the end, but I will say, you know, even the softest paw can be a claw. The workers of the world unite. Collective bargaining is the best way to deal with poor working conditions, at least that we have, you know, and through direct action.
My character's writing this on a piece of paper and putting it on all like the bunk beds.
And I think the last thing we did was find the security chamber that Nika could mess with, and Nax showed everybody that she has stolen a control amulet for a shield golem.
Beautiful. And so we're going to cut back to Oliver as he descends the steps into the basement. It's a short walk. Basement's not too terribly deep, maybe about 15 feet underground. And as you circle around, you are led through a small labyrinth. At least is what it feels like to you. You know, being underground, a little hard to orient, especially after the spiral stairs.
Oh, spiral stairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
they always throw you. You know, you go around and around, and you don't quite know what direction you've exited on. North, south,
Great for escapes.
west. You know, they're really great if you have to defend a place, because, you know, if they spiral the right way, the defenders can't, or the attackers can't use their right hand as a weapon.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's always, which is why they, I forget which way they spiral. But yeah, but the defenders can't, because they're, you know, mirrors. It's great. It's very clever. And so, either way, so you make your way downstairs. He leads you through a couple of doors up to this main chamber. And you can see as Mr. Terrence Omelet leads you up to this. Again, it looks like a steel barrel-sized pipe just kind of jutting out of a wall with a little submarine door, and then, you know, a couple paces ahead, just a pedestal with 3 obnoxious, cartoonishly oversized number dials. And he looks at you, please turn away.
I'm sorry, what?
Please turn away. I have to put in the combination.
Oh, yes, of course. That would be totally reasonable. I turn away.
Turn away, and he click, 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 go the wheels. Click, 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 hear a creak. He says you may turn back as the creak of metal grows into the groan and pop of a bunch of clockwork just undoing this lock. And then you hear as you can see the door, with its disc-like handle just turns a little bit. He walks up to it and says, he walks up to the door and pulls it open. And as he does, a little staircase descends from the door. And looking in, you can discern that this vault is much bigger on the inside than the outside.
Like almost a sort of pseudo portal, like
a knot TARDIS.
No.
Similar to a knot TARDIS.
Okay.
Mr. Omelette explains. You see, we have our vault is actually stored in a separate pocket dimension, free from this reality, so you cannot teleport in or out. The only entrance is through here, and it's of course locked behind a password, a combination that only I have access to.
Unfortunately, combinations are one of the most thorough securities. Very hard to figure out. No, there's no. It would be, of course, a liability for the United Front Insurance if there was something living inside here. You can't have a dragon with your dragon's hoard. That would be a huge breach of contract.
Well, you see like a bead of sweat begins to appear.
You see one going on my forehead as I notice it.
Just, well, we do not have a dragon per se, and he whistles. I hope I did not just blow the mics. I apologize to our viewers. But he whistles, and you can see bounding over comes not a dragon, but a machine made of clockwork and steel and stone that looks very much like a young dragon. We have this, it's not a living creature, but we did feel like a dragon was the right flavor for this automaton to be guarding our gold.
Yes, apparently. No, this is probably one of the best security systems I've personally seen. But I did ask to see the guard quarters, sir. So maybe we should go back upstairs.
Of course, upstairs. The guard quarters are also down here, so we will just take a brief detour.
I have to use the bathroom.
Ah, yes, of course. Let me show you to our restroom.
Not in the basement, correct?
I mean, would you like to use my private restroom? It is much nicer than the common ones. Come with me. Come with me. As he leads you back upstairs.
Why are you being so weird?
Because there's a dragon and y'all don't know about
He's not a real dragon.
That's not better.
Throw some water on him when he gets rusty. Come on.
See, Joe? We're good.
Yeah, Joe.
I can see our demise. I'm just trying to get upstairs. Probably do the same thing, dropping a note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're led upstairs. Meanwhile, back to the four of you. What?
All huddled up, reading the note. Mm-hmm. We all look up as he walks back up.
Yeah, I mean, we...
Is there actually a plan here? Are we... What are we doing?
You're the professionals. I'm just making sure we have a diversion ready.
So we need to get up to the 4th floor to gain access to the bottom floor, or the 3rd floor, right? So I can just put them to sleep, whoever's up there, then you can go to work.
Okay. But if I'm staying up there, then you won't have me as resources. You won't need me to get in if we have the combination. I won't need to break the lock for you, but do we want to shut that down or sit on it?
I think
can do either.
we can get down to the vault. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's reasonable.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is your plan?
So we are going to go up to the 3rd floor where the monitors are and the 2 wizards that are like guarding them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what you two are doing. What are you two doing?
First, I'm just checking to make sure that I can keep this golem patrolling and not have to immediately be standing next to it.
Nope, you can
Okay.
definitely keep patrolling.
Perfect. So I think my plan at this point is to basically just let it do its thing like it's pre-programmed to until we need something loud to happen.
Mhm.
At which point I'll just,
Make
say,
something loud.
yeah, make it do something. Otherwise, I feel like we just need to move because we do have, a time limit here. Sooner or later, the people that are going to be picking up what I need from the vault are going to show up.
And speaking of, the camera, as you finish that sentence, the camera just cuts to outside the front of the casino where we first began, and we see a carriage roll up. Black stallions up to black wheels to a, kind of rectangular carriage with tinted windows.
Is it riding really low?
It is riding really low, now that you mention it. I'm glad that you are able to spot this key detail. It's riding really low, and the camera kind of pans across, and we see the door creak begin to open. Camera then cuts down to a side shot with a bit of a Dutch angle looking up, and we see a very, very expensive shoe step foot out of the carriage, followed by another very expensive shoe. And as the camera kind of pans up, we can see a reed-thin wizard, gaunt, sunken face, wearing very fancy black robes, but that are clearly not as expensive as the shoes. Listen, it's a good callback.
You grow up on the streets, you see these things, you observe.
Listen. Good shoes make the whole outfit. Why are you shaking your head over there? I'm just checking in, making sure you're okay.
She knows.
Having a great time.
She
I know
may
all
hate
about
it.
the shoes and the apparel. Yes, clearly.
She can hate it, but she knows.
So we see, and this of course is Count Zrod von Sarovich, who of course is here to purchase the skull, the artifact, as it were, which I don't think you've told him.
I don't think I told him exactly what I'm looking for now.
Yeah, he's here to make a purchase.
Sarovich, we're out of time.
But yes, we get that cut, and we just see as he's heading in. Cuts back to you guys. Where are you headed?
All right. Well, if you're securing the monitors and the rest of the security system, do we have any message spells or anything like that we could use to communicate?
I don't like people, so I don't have a lot of magic to interact with people.
Beautiful.
It's not very helpful.
I didn't want to make it easier for people to talk to me.
Well, see, the thing about people is people disappoint, so I don't like people.
No, I do not have any kind of. We're going note in the plant.
Yeah.
That's,
I do not.
All right, change of plans.
if we take the room upstairs where they're watching things, do we want to shut it down, or do we want to barricade it and control it? Because we've got options.
That's a good distraction, actually.
I don't want to stay if that's the plan.
So that's the room with no people in it.
Yeah, because the wizards will have been taken out.
Yeah.
Sleepy sleep. So you could just hang out in there alone?
I can handle them, but then how do I get out?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The front door.
That part I have a problem.
Wait, we're both the same size, aren't we? Are
Yeah,
you
about.
medium?
Yeah.
Okay. We can dimension door out.
If you stay, I can.
If
do
I
that.
stay with you, yeah.
Okay.
We can dimension door
But
out. That's
that
fine.
means that's 2 sets of hands. They're short downstairs. And he came up
They
looking
have-
really
I mean,
distressed.
I'm like the thief, but like they have the combination, so like.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we might have to have less people in the actual vault. But that's fine.
We're
We
gonna
can make it work.
we're gonna
That's going
divide
to be
and
a
conquer.
messy, uncoordinated exit, though.
Mhm.
It is. But as long as we have the thing and we get out of there, it's fine. It can be
Because
messy.
that exit might be much better to get the prize out while the rest of us go somewhere else.
That's fair. You see that at this point I've changed shape from being like a little dwarf who looks like a weird southern belle with all the like bouffant and crap. I'm now just like, I'm dressed like a very nice, nicely attired, like noble woman almost, and I'm standing there. I'm like, yeah, makes sense.
I like that. Like the way I imagine is, we're having a scene where it's a close-in shot of y'all like talking. It just snaps between the faces, and suddenly the face is different.
There's
but the
somebody new
voice
there.
is the same. And we just catch one black
Maybe-
eye. Just,
I feel like the reason I was thinking it would be good for someone to stay in the room with the orbs was in case security was onto us, we would have somebody who knows. But if we can't communicate with each other long distance anyway, then maybe we do just
Shut
get
it
the
down.
wizards out of there, get them asleep, and just barricade the door and just make it so no one else can get in. Yeah, maybe that works.
Shut it down. I'll keep an eye on Saravich. If he gets too close, I can make the golem cause a scene. We won't have it as a diversion, but if without security running, they won't be able to know what I did right away.
Okay. So, I mean, are we just waiting for them to come back up pretty much?
Once we're in there, we could probably make it so that other people know we're in there. And I think that would be a good distraction for you guys to get down there.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys cause a scene at the security room and distract all of them, and we'll jump down. And obviously, you have to come because you're the only one who knows what we're actually looking for. So I would just walk in there and be like, "Yep, that's a lot of items."
In fact, actually, what I'll do is just sneakily unwrap the amulet.
Oh, yeah, great.
Oh, there you go.
If he starts to go down to the vault, make that thing stop him. Otherwise, that's going to help us get out.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
And then I'll stick with Alma and we'll wait for a signal.
But yeah, I guess we're just waiting for them to get out
And
from down there.
for Oliver to fully extricate himself from this mess.
so, you two are heading up to the control room, as it were.
Has all of the security, 100% of the security, been dwarven so far?
Yes.
Okay.
Except for the 2 wizards who were not dwarvish.
Mm.
Okay.
They were humans. Maybe half elves. You weren't. Oliver didn't quite report with that level of accuracy.
I can go unseen if you need me to.
Let's see. That might be best. Yeah, because I think I can just fake my way through there. I changed my shape so I look like Terry Omelet.
Perfect, because you have seen him.
I have seen him.
You turn into a small, balding gnome, wearing a very nice suit.
That's gonna be useful. Am I in his office?
Yes, you are. So as you begin to take off up the stairs, you presumably invisible.
Yeah, I'll follow her with invisibility on.
Yep. As you guys head up the stairs, you like round the corner, and we get a a slide wipe of a screen transition to the office where our insurance representative is.
No,
Star White.
no one's in his office, right?
It's just you and him.
I cast sleep and
and
warlock at 5th level.
And there's
Or fourth.
there's the one guard who let you in.
who's still inside the office. I cast it on both of them.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll those dice for me.
So that is 4th level. So that's gonna be.
Cast sleep and make them
Oh
cuddle.
wait, he's a gnome. I don't remember if gnomes have. I don't think they do. Okay. So that's gonna be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 d8s.
I think they're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, let me know when you get that total.
Yeah, that'll take a little bit.
Every 8 is an Ambien.
Oh, if only. Wouldn't it be nice if I could sleep?
Wait, that's
Is he actually going to sleep or just end up posting personal ads?
Brutal.
End up posting on r/Ambien.
What a delight.
Why does my dog look like this?
r/Ambien.
Completely normal picture of a dog.
65 total hit points.
65, you say?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
A
Well,
lot of D8s.
just I'm double checking because you did bring it up. If they are,
I think we're good. I think it's elves.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
elves
it is
that are
elves, but
resistant.
it's specifically has to do with the Fae, and there's a whole thing. But I don't know. D&D's got like 6 bajillion universes, and I can't keep track
I
of them.
think we're okay. Here's
You-
hoping.
Well,
Yeah, gnomes have gnome cunning.
that's right.
Do
Our
know
You
resident,
would be the gnome expert.
yeah, our resident. So yeah, you.
So it does count as a charm spell, is what I was worried about, yeah.
Yeah. So, conveniently though, they would have advantage on a save. So, the first 50 points of your dice pool gone as the guard by the door. You just hear a kunk kunk as his armor just kind of like settles in place, holding him upright,
Okay.
and then a snoring, and you see as you cast this as Mr. Omelet is walking around and climbing up in his chair, and we see the chair just swivel around, and in it, face planted, face down, ass up, is Mr. Omelet just doing a little.
Okay, I messed up a little. And I make my way out of the office.
Wait, how is that messed up?
Oh, well, we'll see. I'll dress you guys.
They weren't supposed to sleep?
No, they were supposed to sleep.
Go ahead and make a.
There wasn't supposed to
perception
be a
check.
dragon.
Yes, there was not supposed to be a dragon.
Go make a perception check for me.
That's going to be a 14.
14. You do notice that there's actually quite a bit of valuables in this room. Like, you're like walking towards the door, hand on the knob, and you look around and you're like, oh, wait, hold on. There's a lot of very valuable things.
Yeah,
Including-
statues of platinum dragons made out of platinum.
We're going to say DC 10 for me to resist the urge.
I mean,
myself
it doesn't
50-50.
help that Noxalia's whole compensation for this crew is I'm just taking the thing I'm after. Everyone else can take whatever the hell they want from this place.
I just lost 50 gold.
It wasn't yours.
That's what's funny. I got things to do.
Yeah, you just. A bead of sweat like rolls to your forehead, and you just brush it off.
Dragon.
Yeah, we're dragging
they
open
need
up
to
the
know.
door. Meanwhile, we cut back to you. You've just entered the third, or you're just coming up to the third floor, and one of the guards is like, "Halt! Halt! Who goes there?"
I do this in the same voice as Terry Omelet. And
Oh,
I say, I need to get back into the vault.
Right, but you know that down the vault's down below. Oh, right, you're Terry Omelet. Yeah, never mind. Guard doesn't even stop you. He just, yes, sir, just like lets you walk. I totally forgot. Hi, the meds have all worn off.
Hey, I'm Terry Omelet. That's how you impersonate him.
Yeah, you walk right by, and as you do, you can see as you're walking up to the surveillance room, the security office. You see Oliver just shutting the door behind him, sweat dripping down his brow.
Perfect.
And you, of course, just see one Mr. Terrence Omelet walking in front of you, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I just left him sleeping on his chair.
He didn't mention this in the security information. Do I see Nax?
No, I'm with Elma and just getting ready to, just keeping an eye on the door to the vault.
I immediately turn around and go back into the office.
Can I have you make another roll for me?
A roll?
Yeah, to see if you want to just steal things.
Oh God. That's a 9. I do start stealing things.
Beautiful. You just like walk back into the room, shut the door behind you, and just.
I take Mr.
I think
Omelet's
he
like,
thinks
does he have
I'm
like a
actually
watch
him.
or something?
He absolutely has a watch. He's got a beautiful golden pocket watch, like a fountain pen.
Golden omelet.
He does have a little golden omelet in a like platinum skillet on a little stand on his desk.
So I'm going to take that and put it in my bag. I'm going to take his watch and put it on the guard who's asleep in the room.
Beautiful. Perfect.
It's an inside job.
Wow. That's fucked.
Yeah. So, back to you two. It's you just outside. You see Oliver just like open the door. You see him, and then he just turns around and leaves.
Yeah, I think maybe he thinks I'm really him.
He's weird.
Yeah, he's a little weird. He's very sweaty.
I mean, no one's going to stop you going into your office.
Yeah, so I'll just go right into my office and be like, hey.
You cut.
I'm putting the watch on the guard like, oh, hey. What's up?
It's me. Our buddy's here too. We're gonna go cause a scene.
Just from nowhere.
Remember, we're not trying to like fight things, and we're
Oh,
trying
no.
to be because Nax is the head of the crew.
They're going down to the vault if you want to go down. We're going to go up and we're going to cause a distraction to get everybody up away from the vault.
Who's going to the vault? So I think everyone should not go. I don't know where we should go. There's a dragon in the vault.
There's a dragon in the vault.
It's like
That seems ridiculous.
it's like the golems, right? Like it's like the guards. They're like it's like metal, and the problem is I can't do anything about that. Omelette is asleep at his desk. Let's call him Roger, and I think I've done my part.
So the dragon's not meat? Is it a construct? Is it a thing?
Yeah, no, it's that. It's yep.
I want to go downstairs now.
You want to go downstairs? I don't know anything about security, man. I can't.
All right. I want to see that. All right.
Well, no, I haven't seen. Well, I'll be able to see it on the camera. We can dimension door down into the vault if you really want to see it.
Will it
Yeah,
work
cause
that
the
way?
distraction. and then-
Sure.
Like to the
once we
hallway
get-
at least, there's stuff watching it. You can see it.
Okay.
It's a place you have seen.
Then we can lock the room down and still all get back together.
Yes.
But can you take all of us?
No, I can only take one other person. So
I
it's
can
you
take
and
one
me.
too.
We're just
can
waiting
do that
for
too?
stuff to happen and then go. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I say we go up there. You disarm the security stuff. I make a scene while you're doing that, so they're like, "Oh no!" And then we lock ourselves in the room, make it look like we were barricading it, and then just dimension door down there.
Okay. Can't dimension door in or out of the vault, though. I'm afraid.
Right in front
the
of it or
hallway
whatever.
near it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so
the
one of the
antechamber.
Yeah, so one of the feeds is the like antechamber to the vault. You do know that immediately outside of it, you did pass the one shield guardian on the basement is basically standing in front of that door.
And the guard in the office is not the one with the chain. Okay.
No.
see what the description for this thing is. Hang on a second. Because it's an item I've not used before.
So, tell me, what are you doing as after you've had this brief discussion in Mr. Omelet's office? Presumably, you head back out into the hallway, and you can see directly across from the door is the security office door.
How does it lock? Does it look like it can be secured from the outside?
It looks. How do I put it? The way it locks, it's a normal. It's got a little keyhole. It's like just an old-timey key.
Okay.
With a knob above it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I'll work on Plan B. I won't work.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? I mean, you do have a chip.
I do. And you know what? This is just silly enough that maybe we'll use it.
You know me, I do love silly.
So, knowing what I brought, there's another piece of arcane magic that I want to bring with it.
Okay.
And what it essentially is a reinforced steel bracket that will mount itself to any kind of portal that can be padlocked.
Yes. Absolutely, you have that. We have a moment. We get this flashback, and it's you
Playing with the lock.
Yeah. It's you. Yeah, you're like, we cut back, and the camera shows you, opening and closing your magical lock. And it, pans up and cuts to you walking through kind of a seedier, industrial part of town as you walk into a shop that you've been plenty of times before. The guy who lives here is Jerry. Jerry's a guy who can just get you whatever. So as you walk in, you see Jerry. He's also a gnome, but very plump, very rotund. This gnome, you can tell, has a taste for the sweeter things in life and is prone to indulging. And he's a little bloated.
Okay.
So Jerry kind of waddles on over to you with a jiggle. It's like, hey there, boss, what can I get for you?
I got this lock from you, Jerry. Had it for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
I hate this lock, Jerry.
What do you mean you hate this lock? It's a good lock. It stays locked.
It's a pain in the ass, Jerry.
What do you mean it's a pain in the ass?
It does what it's supposed to, and it's supposed to do it. Or it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it really well. It's a pain in the ass.
It's exactly what you want. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
I need to be able to put this on someplace someone doesn't want me to put it. I need a way to hang this so that it'll keep something shut for me, even if it's not designed for this kind of lock.
I think I know just the thing. Just the thing, boss. You just stay right there. And you watch as he kind of waddles back into the shop, and it looks kind of like what we'd imagine as like a garage almost, like a warehouse sort of a deal, like a big roll-up door. And we can see, we're just seeing the door, see him waddle off to the side, just like a kitchen sink flies behind him, and
I'm just shaking my head.
Some
guy's so
random
full of crap.
trash.
How's he gonna have something like this?
There's a cat that flies by with a lands on this
Mage handed set it down.
After a couple minutes, he wanders on back. Waddles on back. I got this for you, boss. And he shows you this little metal bar that has two pieces. And it's like, if you just tap right here, it'll just stick right on whatever you put it on.
You pulling my long shank, Jerry?
Now, you know I wouldn't pull your long shank unless you were paying me for it.
All right. I just might need this. And I think I'm going to need you to forget that you had this.
I ever had what now?
Yes.
And then it just
Do
cuts
the
back to...
exchange and just cut with me looking at it and looking at the lock. Huh.
Yeah, and so you just... right on there.
Okay. All right, so.
Okay, so let's go in there. You do your thing, and then once you're close to finishing, I'll I'll get people up here. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk into the security room. Is Terrence back yet?
I think I know how to do a sigil now.
You know,
'Cause
he
you've got the
is
image.
back. You can see Terrence is also wearing the ridiculous hat and robes, almost as if it's the uniform. He's,
So I'm still invisible when I walk in. Are you coming in?
Yeah, I'm gonna come in there.
Okay.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna shut the door behind me.
Okay.
and they both turn. Sorry, what's your charisma again?
20.
20? Yeah. They both look at you with the like eyes of frankly a neck beard. They're just like, hello.
I'm gonna drop the invisibility, looking completely disgusted, and like, nobody said that outfit was part of it. And then I'm gonna hit disguise self to look just like Terrence. So right in front of their eyes, I'm gonna turn into one of them.
Perfect. And they're
Like, seriously?
You know, I think it's time these gentlemen go to sleep. And I will put them to sleep. Or I will try to.
okay. What level are you casting that at?
Checking. Well, we need a dimension door out. So 3rd level?
Okay. So Harold is going to try and cast Counterspell.
I cast sleep again.
So, how do you feel about counterspell wars? Because that's what I'm all about.
Love a Counterspell war.
Okay,
Are you going to Counterspell as Counterspell?
I am. The minute he goes to rip the weave, I'm gonna just try to protect the weave.
Oh no,
And
blue
counter.
deck, blue deck.
What is the saving throw that I have to roll? Remind me.
So it's sleep, and so it's just I need to roll, dear Lord, some number of die. Hold on.
5 plus 2, 3,
Three-
Yeah, no,
three
because
levels?
yeah, Counterspell is also a 3rd level spell, so it just works.
Mhm.
Beautiful. I love it. Yeah, you Counterspell as Counterspell. Go ahead and roll for sleep.
Okay, so I will roll for sleep. That's going to be, oh God,
Yeah, counterspell is my
98.
go-to. As a guy that hates magic
Do you
and likes
need
to shut it
dice?
down. Like,
Google do it in 2 seconds.
Do these IT wizards have like a 20 constitution?
What do
Here
you
we go. Oh, that's so bad. 32.
Ooh.
Oh, so sad right now.
Maybe they don't have a lot of hit points.
They're wizards.
Yeah, good thing they are glass cannons.
Yeah, they are tech support wizards though, not field wizards.
They're not ops wizards. They're auxiliary wizards.
Domesticated.
Oh, come on. Why are you not here? Okay. Conveniently, they are, as you said, desk wizards. Not field
Parchment pushers.
Yeah, real parchment pushers. So even with your 36, you do feel the magic take hold, and they both fall unconscious.
Beautiful. Okay, do what you gotta do, and then when you're close, you let me know, and I'll take care of it.
Okay. Tie them up.
Yep.
Is there any place in this room? Is it all just like one room with monitoring equipment around it, or?
Yeah, it's just one small room, one door in and out, and you can see the wall has these orbs stuck in it.
Take a moment, and this kind of room would just fascinate this character.
Yeah,
so
just
Nike is just gonna be like,
drink it all in.
nice. All right. If I shut this down the way that I want to, I'm gonna feel real bad leaving them here.
Why?
Do we care?
Why will you feel bad?
Because there's not going to be a lot left in here when I leave.
I wasn't told to get everybody out alive, and honestly, I just want to get this done.
Okay. All right. So we're stepping out through your door, right?
Yeah, we'll take the dimension door right out of here.
Okay. I'm going to open the door a little bit, lock those brackets on there, mage hand the
on
lock,
the inside.
and I'm going to lock it from the outside.
Oh, okay. Outside's locked.
Yep. Because I'm guessing they're not going to want to blast their way into this room, which means they're going to probably take a little time to contend with that lock, which they're going to hate.
Gotcha.
So, maybe I won't nuke the room then. Okay, so tie them up, pull their hats down over their eyes.
They absolutely slump down.
Why? Who really dresses like this? All right. So yeah, we'll take a few minutes to watch and see what's going on and see where people are.
Yep. So you watch as Oliver descends down the stairs and runs right into you two who are just waiting for a signal to dash downstairs. Some kind of sign.
All right. So there's a dragon, and
I'm sorry, a what?
there's like a clockwork dragon in the clockwork. Yeah.
Of course there is.
You're one of fighty types, right? Like you.
Yes, that would be correct.
Cool. You too. So
I'm excited.
good luck. Also, there's a guardian down there too. So
What sort of guardian?
the metal ones, the guards. Didn't do anything about that, and y'all got ideas?
Right at the threshold. Can't just trip over it now.
At this moment, you see across the room, Zrod von Sarovich has just entered into the main room past the wand guy.
Oh, God damn it.
Now we're going to cut back very quickly. What is your distraction? Like, what are you doing to this room? How are you torching it?
Well, I was planning on dropping just a huge acid bomb in this room,
Beautiful.
but we'll save that if we don't need to.
Okay.
We haven't decided whether we're going to use this room or leave. Well, we're going to leave. We use this room or take the room out. So, for right now, we're observing. But
Yeah, so,
she's here.
yeah, it cuts to like you spotted him, and then it just gives the weird fisheye effect of the orb as you say he's here.
Are there security commands we can give in this room? I'm going to start assessing the room. I mean, do these guys just observe? Can they?
You notice there is a little like microphone, and you can see next to it are a bunch of like switches and doodads, and you can see the way they're labeled, these switches, floors 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, and B.
Okay.
And then there's an all hands switch.
Okay. I'm going to start assessing these controls and just figuring out how this magic is designed and constructed in here. And I'm going to see if there's something I can do to basically alert the pit bosses or alert security, like that person needs to be checked or this person is suspect or whatnot.
Make an Arcana check, please.
Okay. There's another Kraken.
Ooh.
So that's a 20. Proficiency twice, so 26. And that is intelligence, so 29.
29.
No,
So-
sorry, 28.
28. Oh, my bad. How dare I?
Math is math.
How dare.
You have to do math right.
So, with that, you
No, this dice is doing great for me.
you take a second, then you're like, you were saying earlier, you would just ogle over this room, and you take a second, and you look at it, oh, I know this tech. I know this equipment. You used to work for the company that made these.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
where you got your start in this whole business, because every time you brought up how flawed these security systems were, they just ignored you. And so you know exactly how you can alert anyone you want with this thing.
Okay.
Because you know that every single employee has to be wearing just a little lapel pin or perhaps some sort of enchanted item, maybe a cummerbund?
Is it Mithril? Okay. Alert the coat check folks that just let him by and pick the first floor shield guardian, because that's the one that might be in our way, and let them know that this guy, an ID Tsarevich, needs to be searched because we think he got something past coat check. We're detecting something, and he needs to be double checked.
So the first floor guardian is one that you have the tag for.
Is it? Oh shit. Okay.
But
so,
you could, and I'm saying this because you would have known that.
Okay.
But you very easily could hit the basement one with that command.
Okay.
Even better.
Actually, and that's where we know he's going. So yeah, we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. So as you do that, you can see on the screen these four, like the pit bosses all kind of look at each other, and like one of them from the poker table just like starts walking on over, and like walks up to him, and like you see starts talking, and then you look at the camera and where the guardian was that was in front of the basement door. Guardian's not there because we cut to our A team as the guardian's just full on sprinting past you, like fist out, punches through the doors leading down to the basement, and like charges past you.
Just watching the monitors, like, man, it would be awesome if we could tell them what we just did.
And there is your son.
Doors covering my head.
You cover your head as the splinters just rain down over you.
Well, if he's gone.
Yep.
And so,
Showtime.
yeah, start running. Well, casually,
Yeah.
subtly running.
Everyone's staring at the guardians now.
Yeah,
That's true.
You watch as there's like a couple of, all the guards who would be down in the basement just kind of like chase after this thing because they're like, what is going on? Like it just went haywire and ran off. So you watch as this short parade of guards leave. Basement is yours.
Yep.
Write
And-
down, okay, Golem basement. You're welcome.
Ooh.
And just next Solly just doesn't even miss a beat. Just grabs her bag and runs.
Yep. Yeah. You just,
Yeah.
The three of you just hoof it. And with Oliver there to help guide you, you very easily find your way to the vault. No problems. You enter the vault antechamber as presumably you cast Dimension Door.
Yes.
So yeah, as the three of you come skidding into the room, you just hear a pop as the rest of your party arrives.
And just make sure those guys are tied up securely and hats over their heads.
All right.
Yep. And you guys-
Ta-da!
Cool.
Now's the big moment.
Yeah,
the
does that
safe
work?
code.
Looks like it worked, right? Yeah.
That works excellently.
Okay.
It's in here. The dragon. Yeah, it's like a
I'm
watch.
already
It's a thing.
entering 1, 2, 3. I'm just like,
Yeah, and I'm just pulling like sword and shield out, and like I probably don't really have time to put the armor on right now, but I've got decent armor class anyway, and I can just cast Shield of Faith anyway.
there's a dragon in here?
It's a dragon statue. It's a thing.
It sounds like it can do things. Maybe I make myself into... I turn back into Terry Omelet.
You make a curry omelet as you like. We watch as you're like as you say that the camera cuts down to your hand, rolling the final knob into 3, and we can see it changes from this delicate like elven hand down into a little baby gnome hand.
With rings on all fingers.
Yeah, as it clicks back into place.
All right, let's get in there and open it.
You open it and just door swings open, and you can see now that you are right next to it the faint shimmer of magic as a portal opens up to this pocket dimension full of gold.
Ooh.
And then you hear a chink, chink, clank, clank, clank. As you can
I'm excited.
see, slinking across the rolling hills of gold. A construct made of stone and steel with a few cogs and gears whirring on its back where there would be, the spines. This dragon construct, this clockwork dragon.
You said we could take whatever we want. I want that.
It might need to be in pieces.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up as soon as I see that, get within 60 feet of it, and cast heat metal on it, like on the cogs specifically that are like allowing it to move.
Oh, I thought we were tricking it.
No, fuck that dragon.
You're tricking it long enough to cast the spell.
Exactly. If it was anyone else running at the dragon, he'd be like, "Oh, hold on,
no.
but it's just
It's
Hamlet."
As you do that, I'm just like, if you remember, I'm Billy Fonto. Fuck.
Can I have you all draw a card, please? And then, can I have this table go ahead and draw me one extra?
Do we each draw a card or just each
It's
take?
initiative.
No, they're both aces.
Yep.
Oh, you do too. Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
Yep. So 1, 1, 2.
Yep.
Delightful.
Cool. Love
Wait,
that.
Wait, this is a 1?
Yep.
No!
It's not 21. This is some poop.
And what did you get, Jenna?
11.
11.
Well, I pulled a 7, but 11.
Yeah, if we get to add our initiative.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
if
that
we're
in.
adding our initiative to that, then I have.
I'm at 8.
There you go.
5, 8.
Where's my initiative? Oh, it's +3. So 4.
Same.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
4
What suit
is
did you
Fed
have?
and Oliver.
Huh?
What suit?
Hearts.
Hearts? What? Cool. You get to decide amongst yourselves.
I will go second.
Okay.
Otherwise, I just cry at the
And
dragon.
you got an 11, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And where did the dragon end up with a 1?
oh, at the very bottom. The dragon is ostensibly surprised.
Do I still get to run up to it and heat it?
You absolutely, that is what triggers this. So
Good, perfect.
it is now heated, so go ahead and roll the damage for heat metal. I believe it's just going to take that damage every round
Yeah.
as you all
As I concentrate on it.
wail. I'm not even going to bother drawing a map. I thought I would need to. I'm sorry, tech crew, that I had you set that up.
That's okay. That is okay.
14.
14.
Yeah, it did the math for me, and I'm still counting it. I don't know.
Beautiful. Yeah, so it takes 14 points of damage. As it lets out a because it's in pain.
Good.
Aw.
So it can canonically feel pain. That's sad.
No, I'm enjoying it. It's good. I like heating it up.
Beautiful.
Oh, here's the other part of it. So if a creature is holding or wearing the object, I assume this would be it wearing the metal cogs.
Yeah.
Then the creature must succeed on a con saving throw or drop the object if it can. If it doesn't, then it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of my turn.
Just forever. Beautiful. I love this. I love it. You have congratulations. You've solved the dragon puzzle.
So let's see. What is the con save on that?
Guess what is my con save?
Just says Constitution saving throw.
So it's whatever your spellcasting save is.
Which I believe is 16.
16? Okay. Cool. That's a 17 on the dice.
Well, you got one round out of it.
Yeah. And with that, we start at the top of the initiative.
So this time, yeah.
All right.
Apologize that we're going into combat right at what is supposed to be the end of the stream. But
We had a slight delay.
So, sorry, I'm confused on the flurry of blows. I have to do an action and then I can use it?
yeah, so Flurry of Blows is if you make an attack, you spend a key point, you get to make an extra melee attack.
Yeah, it builds off of your basic attack.
Okay. So, I am going to attack the dragon with a quarterstaff.
Of course.
So that is a 19.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 8 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my spend a key, I made my own check boxes because I know everyone was wondering.
Creative.
Second attack, also it's 19, 12 plus 7. And that's going to be 10 damage. Bludgeoning.
Okay.
And then you also have an extra attack as well. Just
Why?
for being level 7.
Shit, man.
Yeah, monks are wild.
That one is a 20, not natural, with 6 bludgeoning damage.
You're punching a very hot metal construct, I will point out.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is with a quarterstaff.
Oh, that's your quarterstaff. Got it.
So with your course, remind me.
I almost did the other way. It's like, ooh, molten metal. Maybe not.
I mean, that's just training, right?
Were
toughens up
any
your
of those
knuckles.
below 17.
For the roll?
Yeah, to hit.
No.
To hit. No. Okay.
No.
Cool. What was the total damage?
That's what the gauntlets are for.
Yeah, you got the gauntlets. You can just punch this thing. It's fine.
Wait, so I have to remember the numbers that I just rolled?
Yes.
Yes, because I was trying to deal with some other things that were coming up on my
This
screen.
is why we need instant play.
The last one
Instant
was a
replay.
6, right?
Yeah.
And then the one before that, I don't remember.
7.
Oh God, chat, help us.
I think that one was... No, there was a 10 because I rolled a 6 because I remember thinking it was a 9, but then I saw the dot.
Okay.
We're like Nancy Drewing this.
Roll the other one again.
Yeah.
It's lost knowledge.
6, 10.
It's gone to the void.
Okay, so that's going to be an 8.
Beautiful. So 18. Love it. Okay. So yeah, you just pop, 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 pop this thing with your quarterstaff and jump over to the side as we go on to our next person.
Is Nika.
Nika.
Okay.
Yes, it's your
I'm-
turn. What do you want to do?
Such a. I hate this. And I'm going to raise my hands and just hold my fists up, and there's going to be cogs, spectral cogs, that are just running through the air around my arms. And there's just, this is like a Scrooge McDuck gold vault, right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay, all right. So the gold is going to start shifting, and all of the trophies and fake swords and gems and stuff that are there are going to form into a hot metal construct, and I'm going to have it attack the dragon.
I'm
going to summon a construct and
Beautiful.
have it just engage the dragon.
Beautiful. I don't quite know the rules for this because I'm not
got
super familiar, but I believe you.
I wasn't either, but apparently that's one of the things of being a clockwork sorcerer.
Ooh.
So at level 4, it's got fairly impressive stats. And I'm not going to get near the thing, but I'm going to have this thing beat it up.
Okay.
It goes immediately after me, so
All right, so it's your construct's turn.
it has. We're gonna old man this. Get close. Multi-attack, number of attacks equal to half of its spell level, so 2 gets 2 attacks. Plus 4 to hit. So 18 and 21 to hit. It's immune to poison. That doesn't help me right now. I'm actually not seeing what it does. Oh, here we go. Slam, melee weapon. 1d8 plus 4 plus the spell's level, so 2d8 plus 8 each. So 14 and 15, so a total of 29. And since it is a metal golem, it is also molten and hot to the touch. It has a heated body. Hits it with a melee attack while within. Oh no! It's a defensive thing.
Yep.
When it gets hit, it will inflict heat damage.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
And
This dragon got slammed by free enterprise.
so that's it. That's its 2 attacks, and yeah, I'm gonna have it right in its face, hoping that it chews on the gold instead of the people I came here with.
Yeah, so we can see as you raise your fists and these cogs surround it in a spiral, there's a little of steam that comes out the top. And then the camera cuts to a single coin that just tumbles down. And as it tumbles, you can see a wave forming beneath it until, like the head in Aladdin that just bursts forth from the gold, you see this lion-esque, like you know the God, what was it, the Mechazord or whatever from Power Rangers, where it had the lion face. It looks like that, but the whole thing is made of liquid gold, and it just comes on over and just like it's a weird kaiju movie. Just punches it in the face twice, and like kind of like grabs onto it face to face. As we go on to our next combatant.
All right, so that's Nexali's turn. So we're going to keep this real simple because I have not actually gotten to use this yet. Where did you go? I'm going to go ahead and pop my Vow of Enmity. So choose a creature you can see within 10 feet. So I'm flying up to this guy and swearing the vow. Gain advantage on attack rolls against it for 1 minute, or it drops to 0 HP or falls unconscious.
Yeah, so for the next 10 rounds, pulverize this thing as you fly forth. The curse begins as an mutterance under your breath, but by the time you arrive here, it is a full-blown shout as you condemn this thing with the enmity, the full enmity of your pact.
So, as I swear this vow, I'm in the air already because I've unfurled my wings at this point. Rapier out, and I'm just looking for like the first thing on this thing's back that's not armored enough I could just jab this into metal. So first attack is going to be 22.
That will hit.
Second attack will be...
Oh, we'll get to you. I see what you're doing.
21.
It's important.
21, that also hits.
Yep.
But we gotta let our paladin do paladin business.
I know. Well, this has to do with the paladin business.
Oh, okay.
The metal is still heated, yes?
Correct.
So, and you have advantage?
I have advantage, and I have a +1 rapier.
Okay. Just, you know, as a mechanical engineer, what would you say the tensile strength of this heated metal is?
Oh, it's very poor. It actually, the tensile strength, if you really want to get into it, gets a little bit better because the metal generally speaking, becomes less brittle and more ductile, so it will stretch better.
But maybe not in the ways that it was intended for.
Correct, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it turns out as you add heat, the elasticity of material just goes all over the place. It's very fascinating.
Anyway, I'm gonna pop
Multi-smite.
smite on both of these.
Beautiful. Tell me, how much pain do you inflict?
9 radiant and 7 normal on the first one. And 4 radiant and 8 piercing on the second attack.
Okay. Yeah, you come in, and as you do fly up, you see, you know, these cogs and gears on its back. You can kind of see a little gap between them, and you see, oh, these are actually really important. You can see there's a line right behind one of these gears, carrying some sort of like hydraulic fluid, maybe. So with your rapier, you just 2 very quick jabs, one right next to each other, like a pair of snake bites. One of them you actually manage to poke right through a gear as it is turning because the metal is so hot. It just deforms out of the way, seizing and binding as these 2 holes just squirt fluid everywhere, this black, thick, oily sludge. That brings us to our next combatant.
Which is Fab and Oliver, the next initiative pass.
Yeah, I don't know what we're looking for, so...
No, but I will remind you that both you and you still have your token if you want to have prepared something.
No. So,
It's your prerogative.
Yeah. So what right now is not in the lion monster of gold?
I mean, you could still hit the dragon.
I don't want to hit the dragon. I want to start getting things.
I mean, we're in the vault.
Oh,
We are
there's
in the
plenty
vault.
more gold that you could be shoveling into a bag.
That is what I am
You
doing.
spend your whole round just...
I was told to take things. That's what
Roll-
I'm doing.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Roll a D100.
I don't like that. 91.
91. Congratulations. You have just thrown 91 pieces of gold in your bag.
Perfect. Yeah, just shoveling it in there. Like
Yeah.
maybe I dive a little bit like Scrooge McDuck, and then just like
you're just.
yeah.
And with that, Oliver, it is your turn.
I believe darkness is a 60-foot cube. Is it? My phone's dead. Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna put
that sounds right.
30 feet on the inside of the vault and 30 feet on the outside of the vault, and that's gonna be our safe little get out of here. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. That's all my spells.
That's it. You tapped out.
Yep.
And that takes us to the dragon.
Yes, it does. It is currently very distracted by a large metal construct in its face.
The gold beating on it. I thought we were friends.
Okay, so hold on. I need to. First things first, it gets hit points back. You watch as the fluid quits spurting. As the hose before your eyes reseals. Then it is going to make 2 attacks.
What's it attacking?
The thing right in front of it. The big heated metal golem. Because it's very distracting.
Well, I am a sentinel.
Oh, beautiful. Well, go ahead and roll your attack. Let me know what you get.
Love that feat. That's an awesome feat.
Gosh, will a 21 hit?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's a natural one, so I'm going to guess an 8 will not hit?
No.
Great.
It is tougher than that.
Mm-hmm. Takes 15 points of piercing damage. Let me know what heat damage I end up taking.
1d10.
Yeah, but just roll. Yeah,
it's 1d10.
roll that dice.
Just
Hold
making
on to that number.
Okay.
What did Max roll?
17.
That will hit.
Okay.
I love these dice, but the font they change to is harder to read. And 15.
All right, what was that damage?
5.
5.
Gonna do a level 2 for the smite instead. So that ends up being 12 radiant and 10 piercing.
Beautiful. Yeah, as you see this other opening, you're like, no. Hose does not reopen. You just stab it again. And this time you make sure to give it a little flourish so it makes it
sever
rip.
the whole thing.
Yeah. You double side it and up, and it's clearly in half, just spewing. And there's not enough pressure now, so it's just kind of seeping through the mechanisms as you see it beginning to jam up and seize in some places. You hear ting, some springs beginning to break. As we come back over to you.
All right.
My dear Almaya.
Well, I am going to, again, whack the shit out of it with the quarterstaff.
As you do. As is your.
All right. That wasn't good.
Those dice are so heavy.
As an 11.
That will not hit, I'm sorry.
Damn. Well, I'm going to do my other ones. So how about that? They are very 20 not natural.
That will hit.
And that's going to be a 10 damage.
I'm keeping track of the damage just for everyone's record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is this a 9 or a 6? That dot's going that way. Oh, okay, there's the 9. Yeah, okay, so that's a 13.
That will not hit, I'm sorry.
Okay, well
I
then
think
shit, I'm
17 is
fucked.
the lowest it's hit so far.
Well, then fucked. That's all my...
This one I was,
You were
able to
listening.
pay attention, yeah.
So yeah, just 10 bludgeoning damage from me.
Perfect. Yeah, you just pop.
Yes.
you're like, actually, it's kind of toasty here.
Yeah,
Take a step
I'm going to
back.
get back.
And with that, we come back to Micah.
Okay. I'm going to continue concentrating and letting the golem
do golem
Yep,
business.
do its golem thing. I'm gonna start looking for specific things that are valuable and carryable.
Go and make a perception check.
5.
5. You do notice, as far as things that are valuable and carryable, there is a lot of gold.
There's lots of gold here. And then we'll let the golem attack. Natural 20.
Ooh.
And that's a 10, so 16. Wait, what's its? So 20.
I'm sorry, 20 points of damage?
No,
Or
20 to hit with the second
both of
attack.
those are going to hit.
All right. So 10 and 12, 22.
It just bears down, and again, just does another, just. You can see these two now are have moved into the middle of the room, just like fighting. Again, it looks almost like a scene out of a kaiju movie. It's just like, but instead of stomping on cars and people, it's on
Art.
yeah, it's like art. Yeah, steps
Expensive
right
pottery.
through a painting. Pot gets knocked over. Gold's going flying. And we come
We
to
found
you.
what we're here for.
So. All right, so now that that thing is nice and beaten up, and I'm pretty confident the golem has it from here for the short term at least, actually just kind of like flick the sword off to the side for a second and shut my eyes to go ahead and activate Divine Sense. Because since I know I'm in the right room now, I'm trying to... Basically, as an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell and know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover. And I'm going to start trying to look for the skull.
As you cast this, you just close your eyes, focus, and everything's dark. And then you can see, even through the darkness behind your eyelids, a blot of inky blackness up to the right. You focus at it, open your eyes, and you can see now glowing a faint black, pitchy aura. Up behind a lockbox, and you can see the blackness is just oozing out of a lock. On a story up above you.
All right. I'm flying straight there.
Yep, you fly right towards it. Not even a problem. It is like maybe 15 feet of movement.
Okay. So just make sure I'm clarifying, understand it correctly. Is this like a standalone lockbox that I can pull off the shelf, or is this part of like a security deposit thing, or?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, so the like second story as you get up here is full of a bunch of little drawers that have like little key things, and a couple of them are more locker sized, but they are all built into the room.
All right, so. Just going to, is there a way for like the thieves to get up here easily?
Yeah, I mean, like they could easily just like walk up there. There's a little staircase, of course, that spirals around the room that they could walk up, get up onto a walk, like a little catwalk that all these boxes are accessible from. Or honestly, there are a couple piles of gold tall enough they could just scramble up them.
All right, and I just kind of like tap the hilt of my rapier on that door and it's like, I need one of you up here.
Go and make a strength check for me.
That's actually her dump stats.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's going to be a 6.
Yeah, nah. It does make a nice bang though, and you all notice.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pop it, just like, hey, this one, I need open.
It's locked?
Yep.
Okay, well, I can't do nothing with the locks.
All right.
No.
Yep.
So as soon as I hear that, I guess it's your turn, or is it my turn? Whose turn is it?
It's your turn now.
Oh wait, okay. So I will, as soon as I hear that, run up there. So use all of my movement to get up there, and then I will take out my lockpick kit and start trying to get that open.
Yeah,
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me. Yeah. while you're doing that, Oliver, what are you planning on doing?
Noticing that people are no longer focused entirely on the dragon, I am like trying to stay like reaching out of the darkness and just trying to like scoop a bunch of gold into my bag.
Coming out of the dark.
Roll a d100 for me. What did you roll?
I rolled a 23.
23. Yeah. You just like, yes, you run up there. We cut to Oliver just 58. Yeah, you scoop 58 gold worth of like gems. We just watch his hand just like grab a like bag. A couple gems fall out, and you just whoop, and it cuts over to you, and you're just like, hold on, pull a bobby pin out of your hair, and just pops right open, and the swings. You can see sitting inside here now is a skull, one gold front tooth, one silver incisor, no nose, hollow sunken eyes, and both of you can feel as if you're drawn into the dark pits of its eye sockets.
Does this look like good gold and good silver?
Here's what I'll say. Make a religion check for me.
I don't have good religion. Hold on.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
15.
You look at it and you're like, that's definitely good gold, good silver. Then you get a smidge closer, and you can see etched into those teeth, and indeed, all over the bone actually are these tiny fractal engravings. And as you kind of move, you can see in the light as it shifts, the entire skull is covered in enchantments.
I don't like that. I turn around. I'm going back to the golds.
Yeah.
I just grab this skull and throw it in my bag.
Yep, you just... Can I have you make a wisdom saving throw, please, as you touch the skull?
I just realized I still have this. Can I use it?
You absolutely may. What have you prepared?
I have prepared so I would have talked to Nax, I guess, and we would have prepared a skull that looks like this skull to put back in there.
Yeah, you just, in your bag, just pull it out like a bowling ball and just thump, drop it. As Nax does the switch, much like an Indiana Jones with the sandbag.
19.
19. You hear whispers in your head as you touch it. And you can feel them almost like an egg has been cracked over your head, just sinking through your spine. As you just, just yeet the skull into your bag. And then, your vision was beginning to tunnel. And then it comes back to normal, like normal color, and the whispers stop, and you're like, bad skull. bad skull. Bad skull. And that, I believe, brings us to the dragon's turn, if I'm not mistaken, because you spent your turn grabbing.
Yeah, I'm still hiding in the...
Yep.
Well, it's going to do what it does and try and fight this goal.
Yep.
Gosh, what is that? 11?
No.
10.
No.
It's just, you see it's like snapping and snarling, but your golem just like has it by the throat, and it just can't connect a hit.
How do you hurt gold?
Yeah, in fact, at this point, the golem just squeezes it, and you watch as the light just fades from its mechanical eyes.
I'm noticeably sad.
Yeah, with a groan. And it just flops over.
Such a remarkable device.
It had 4 hit points. It was not worth going through another round of initiative.
That dragon had children.
It did not.
Provably did not.
It was not even really a dragon.
Little construct dragons.
So, with that, as it falls, it's silent for a moment. And then you hear a wah, wah, wah begin to go off.
Do we have an exit plan?
I
I'm
mean,
still Terry.
Did you get your thing?
yes. We're done.
Perfect. Roll. So, you have 30 seconds before that alarm goes off. So what I need is each of you to roll me a D100 and a D20.
Is this for the gold we pick up? I'm not picking up any gold.
Oh, okay.
I have an hour for this thing to follow me. That's all the gold I need.
I see your point.
And Nax isn't
He's like,
interested
"This
in
guy's
actually
carrying my
robbing the
gold."
place.
That's
She's
fair.
strictly here to get the artifact.
Yep, you
I don't
got
know
it,
what that
so-
means.
46.
30.
What's
30.
the D20 for?
Well, would
30.
30,
On the just 100, 95?
95,
46.
46. And what'd you get on the D20?
16.
17?
Okay, multiply those numbers together.
Oh, okay, jeez, I need you to do that.
Why?
Because that microphone's
It's
dead.
still 46. Yeah.
Oof. Oof. You pick up a piece of art that you're like, this is definitely going to sell good. And like 3 weeks later when you fence it, you get 46.
Mine's
Shit.
It's just like a really poorly drawn dog. I'm
What's
like,
yours?
I like it.
Yeah.
It looks like Picasso did this.
It may, in fact, be worth just hanging at your house.
Without the lighting from all of the gold surrounding it, it loses something.
Now it's just proof you got into this vault.
Yeah, which may, in fact, be worth more in your line of work. Hard to say. Unless you want to have spent... Oh, you already
Already
spent your
spent
token,
mine,
yeah. Yeah, with that, you have these just bags of gold. And the alarm starts blaring. How do you want to get out of here?
We need to tell them there's intruders in the security office.
Yeah, I'm Terry, so I'm going upstairs. And I'm like, there are intruders. They are upstairs. We need to get them out. Go get them.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Yeah, that's no problem.
So as Terry is running up there and saying this, what are the rest of you doing?
Staging at the bottom of the stairs and getting ready to just bolt for the front door.
Yeah, getting ready to run.
I don't have another plan.
I'm carrying more gold than my character could possibly do, so like I basically get my totem and kind of like crack it a little bit and cast freedom of movement on myself using an Eldritch invocation.
Nice.
I am also ready to lie to anyone I have to.
Okay.
19.
19?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to like very quickly muster some guards to like follow you up to the security room.
They've barricaded themselves in here. We need to get them out. We knock down the door. I'm going to go get more people. And then I run.
Yeah, you run, and as you run down the stairs, how do you signal to them?
We're good.
Say you're good as you just
Yeah.
sprint for the door.
And we also just start running.
Yeah. You just,
Is anyone in pursuit?
no, they're all busy.
upstairs.
Okay, so they are literally all upstairs.
They
Okay,
have,
just
you
making
have
sure.
run a con, and as you run out into the night, you hear the bells of the, over the city ringing, and fireworks start going off as it's midnight on Midsummer's Eve. So of course you have to launch fireworks and things, and you run off into the night of the city to the fireworks and bells as the full moon gently rises over the ocean.
So,
I
And I
was
think
the
only
last
thing
one
I
out.
do.
Sorry, I just wanted to use this really quick. I was the last one out, and on the way out, it's just everyone else is ahead of me, and I turn behind us, and even though all the security guards are still distracted and everybody's still distracted, I open my bag, and there's a big jug, and I open the jug, and it's just a bunch of lube. And I hold it behind me across the floor. So just in case anyone runs after us.
I will point out you do this in full view of the patrons
Yes.
who are still here.
Yes.
the
Yes.
greatest crime committed tonight.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. They're like, oh my God, she just spilled stuff all over the floor. That's crazy.
And I turn around and I'm like, they call her Slippery Dick.
just no connection to the alarm bells that are going off. They're just like, wow, that was crazy. Do you guys see that?
Some random gambler slips and gets stuck in it. Like,
So what's the
Third level invisibility, so the golem and the golem stomps out burning in the floor. And it's just thundering, but we're invisible.
what's the last thing you do?
The only thing that I do is that as we're leaving, I try to take a look around that front room to see if there's any indication of what actually happened to Saravich after we sprang the golems on him.
You look around, and your sense divine and evil is still just a fragment of it, like flicks up, and you can see through the walls. There's just a black presence towards the back, not quite where you had this romp with a guard, but in that general area. You suspect he's been taken to the back of the house so they can have a discussion with him. And now he's being held because the guards are busy.
Well, that's not what I would ideally want the situation to end with, but that's the best we're going to get for this time. So I'll just remember that he's still out there and then fly out after the others.
Yeah, so you guys fly out. We see, it's over the moonlight as you scatter into the night. The credits begin to roll, and we just see, like photos of what are you guys doing with this heaping mountain of money?
I'm a dwarf again.
Okay.
A very Southern belle dwarf again with the crazy sleeves. And I am just by a pool, lounging, just not moving. And then a waiter comes by and I'm like, sugar, I'm gonna need another cocktail.
Perfect.
I have a workshop set up. My golem of gold is still behind me, missing pieces of him, fist-sized pieces here and there. And I appear to be working on reconstructing a clockwork dragon.
Yes.
The doorbell rings as somebody brings me food, but I don't have to answer it because I do have a working automaton to deal with people so that I don't have to.
Beautiful. Joe?
I break off from the group immediately with almost 1,700 gold, and I just hand 100 gold to a driver of a carriage and just I'm going on vacation. Different voice. I start loosening the tie and stuff, just.
Yeah, we get shots of you in little camera bits as the credits are rolling. We see the
Progression of a sweat drop.
Yeah, sweat drops. We see,
my hair is nicely done now.
yeah,
I'm out,
we see
baby.
we see you go into a salon, you're relaxing on a beach. There's one shot where you're running away from some guys in a suit.
Of course.
There's one where you're in real Monaco. It's wild.
Shot of you
how
on
did
a
this
tower
happen?
with your hair slightly askew, and it pans out, and you're standing on a leaning tower. That's why your hair is askew.
Then what is
I have started my own monk school and spent most of the money on expensive fabrics to make the school entirely in the trees on hammocks.
beautiful? Beautiful. We do also see, as you're sitting there, headmistress of your school, on the back of your hammock office. It is a room constructed entirely of cloth suspended between the trees, holding a full desk.
Yeah.
Up on the wall behind you is a newspaper detailing the caper of the lubed bandit.
Yeah. And it's got an action shot of the guards slipping on it.
Exactly. And you're just letting in, you see this young pupil who reminds you of yourself, and you're like, let me tell you. As you point to the story.
Yeah.
So then it cuts back on over to Nax. And what do we see?
All about?
I think Nax has a brief travel montage. She's hired some other companions to come along with her, just kind of explaining it's I was kind of advised maybe doing some of these things by myself wasn't the best idea. And getting back to one of the more important temples of Kalimvor to return the skull of an infamous lich to a place where it could be safely destroyed before it could potentially be used to unleash an undead army.
I think the
I
last...
could have had an undead army.
That's why maybe some key pieces of information were kept. I think the last shot we see is from the skull's perspective of Nax holding this hammer. It's a smallish,
A little tiny silver ball peen.
Yeah, a little tiny silver ball peen, but we can see in the middle of this like chapel, it's clearly enchanted, wearing like holy vestments, surrounded by a bunch of priests who are chanting, and we just get, as the camera goes to black, the hammer smashing the skull into pieces. From the skull's perspective, the hammer comes down, screen goes black. And that has been perfect, beautiful, lovely.
Good job, Joe.
That has been a
good job, Joe.
oh, it's a great job.
Back and Joey.
That has been a Midsummer's Night Heist. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you also to our tech crew so much for all the support and all the hard work that you do. Also, thank you to my players. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you didn't,
0 stars.
0 stars is great. Please leave me a Yelp review. You can send all of your feedback directed to Kira. But yeah, thank you so much for playing.
Thank you for running it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You guys have a great evening.
Good night, everybody.